time when confusion and misconceptions about Islam continued to spread, Islamic Diversity Centre stood firm, consistently, quietly and powerfully, bringing clarity to hundreds of people across the Northeast, in schools, city centres, workplaces, community spaces and mosques. Islamic Diversity Centre has been a consistent source of Islamic education and awareness, educating, engaging and empowering communities while leaving a positive and lasting impact. Week after week, our Dawah stall continued to be a beacon of understanding in the heart of Newcastle. Through simple conversations, warm smiles and honest dialogue, we engaged over 2,000 people, distributed over 400 Qur'ans and shared over 2,000 articles of Islamic literature, helping people see Islam through truth rather than the headlines. For many, it was the first meaningful conversation about Islam that they had ever had across the region. Our bespoke exhibitions tackled racism, explored British values and challenged common misconceptions about Islam, using powerful visual displays and trained volunteers to create safe spaces for questions people had never felt comfortable to ask before. These exhibitions created safe spaces where people could stop, reflect, read and discover the beauty and depth of Islam in their own time. Meanwhile, in schools, this year became one of our most impactful yet. We delivered 61 school workshops and 24 mosque visits, reaching more than 3,800 pupils and teachers. Children observed Salah for the first time. They stepped into a mosque for the first time. They heard about Islam from Muslims for the first time. And the feedback we received from teachers was consistent. Engaging, powerful, essential, exactly what our pupils needed. Through adult workshops, networking events and partnerships with police, councils and community leaders, Islamic Diversity Centre provided an authentic source of Islamic information, supporting clearer understanding and open dialogue across communities. Undoubtedly, one of the most important and life-changing aspects of our work is the new Muslim support that we offer to those who have adopted Islam as their way of life. It begins long before any Shahada. We spend time answering questions, clearing doubts and guiding people, bi'idhnillah, who are searching for the truth. And when they have had the time to research, reflect and feel confident in their understanding of Islam, we're right there to support them as they take their Shahada. This year we welcomed 43 Shahadas, each one a story of courage, sincerity and transformation. Every new Muslim receives a welcome pack, a guided prayer mat, a Quran translation, Fortress of the Muslim, books about Allah, the Prophet, prayer guides, and for our sisters, the hijab and abaya to help them feel confident as they begin their journey. From there, the focus turns to prayer. For 12 weeks, each new Muslim is supported by a dedicated mentor, learning the Salah step by step and establishing it as part of their daily life. Alongside this, they begin a 13-week step-by-step journey into the foundations of Islam, covering ritual purification, character development and everyday practice of the religion, at their own pace and with patient mentors by their side. Throughout the year, we supported 95 new Muslims, offering one-to-one mentoring, classes, workshops and monthly social events that help build a sense of belonging and community. Each year, we take new Muslims from across the Northeast to attend IERA's now legendary annual New Muslim Retreat, a powerful opportunity to step away from the daily distractions and immerse themselves in learning, reflection and worship of Allah. Every year, we experience the heart soften, we see the tears fall, and we rejoice as new relationships are formed. Reverts come back from the retreat feeling empowered and ready to embrace Islam as a whole, with some sisters even choosing to wear the hijab for the first time. And when new Muslims become grounded in their faith, we help to integrate them into the community, and many of them go on to become volunteers with us, mentoring the next generation of reverts, just as they were once mentored. This year was also a year of major growth for Islamic Diversity Centre. We launched the Geordie Muslim Shop, a platform which provides free materials and Qur'ans to the public, with all donations and proceeds from the shop going directly to support Islamic Diversity Centre in their work, furthering their Dawah efforts. We launched Central Studios, our dedicated media space for high-quality videos, podcasts and digital content that supports the Dawah. But without question, our biggest and most transformative milestone this year was the launch of Newcastle City Mosque, right in the heart of Newcastle City Centre. We strive to be a place where every Muslim, especially new Muslims and young people, can find guidance, support and a true sense of belonging. Its central location makes it accessible for reverts, workers, students and families alike. Already active with classes, Quran circles, community events and daily prayers, it is a truly diverse mosque, welcoming Muslims from all backgrounds and walks of life. To every person supporting us, to everyone discovering us for the first time, you are part of this story. Your support keeps the Dawah stall running. It puts Qurans into hands. It brings people into mosques. It supports every new Muslim. It makes every exhibition possible. It keeps our doors open. But the work is growing and the need is growing, and we cannot continue without your support. So today, we invite you to stand with Islamic Diversity Centre, to support the Dawah, to support education, to support new Muslims, to support a future in which Islam is understood, respected and represented with excellence. Islamic Diversity Centre. Educate, engage, empower. Together we are changing lives.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to The Late Show, aka the Muslim Jodi podcast. This is another episode continuing from last night, discussing the very, very important topic of Islamophobia or anti-Muslim hatred. I mean, I went off on a bit of a rant yesterday about that, about the terminology and stuff I didn't like, but maybe we'll discuss that again further. Maybe. Tonight, I want a little we've got quite a few things to discuss. We're going to recap what we talked about yesterday. We're going to discuss some of the comments that we mentioned that we were going to go through on that Northeast Updates post that went out. Like, literally, we went viral, basically.
Yeah, right? About 4,100 comments currently.
That's unbelievable, to be honest.
The highest post with most comments. I'm not going to have gone through all the posts, but it does look like it's the one that's
one of the highest ones. I mean, look, in the studio, we've got Brother Suhail Abu Asiya. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Saif. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Isaac. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. No, but it's just everyone got like a nice intro. I felt like mine was a bit left out.
No, you got a good intro?
You got the same as me?
Yeah.
Ishaq?
Yes.
Ishaq? Okay. So basically, we're going to be discussing tonight, inshallah, Islamophobia. Before we do that, though, I want to just remind everyone that this is the blessed month of Ramadan. Okay? Alhamdulillah. What, we're 5 days in? 6 nights?
Something like that,
right?
yeah.
Where we've just been listening to some beautiful recitation of the Quran. No matter which masjid you go to, generally, you're going to get some beautiful recitation. Alhamdulillah. This is the time where we can, really benefit from connecting to the Quran, almost like a spiritual recharge, recharging those spiritual batteries, realigning, refocusing on what our purpose in life is. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it clear that this blessed month of Ramadan is prescribed for us, so just like it was for those who came before us, so that we can get closer to Allah, so we can have taqwa, right? And what is taqwa? Just so that we're clear, taqwa is not just the fear of Allah. Taqwa is more than that. Taqwa is, doing the things that are pleasing to Allah and staying away from the things that are displeasing to Allah, right? This is why you find that most people's iman, it goes up in this month, because the shayateen, as Prophet said, are chained up. So we don't have that, whispering, the major whisperings like we would have normally. And we don't have that people trying to misguide us as much. But we do have the opportunity to realign, refocus, understand what our purpose is, and that is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And when you give up something so important like food and drink, you have to substitute that with spiritual nutrition. So that's why we will spend more time making salah. We spend more time reading Quran, or we should be. This is what we should be doing. We'll be spending more time giving charity, more time doing good deeds. And this is why it's important that, we refocus and understand what the purpose of Ramadan is and the fasting is. Okay. It's to get closer to Allah in all aspects of our life. Okay. And one of the things I just mentioned there was, I'm really proud of our community about this. We're always the most generous people. I mean, there's numerous researches done on this. In the UK, the Muslim community is generally known to be the most generous community in the whole country. And even more generous in this month of Ramadan. Okay. Charities Commission report we give around £100 million just from the UK in charity, just in this 1 month. Imagine that. £100 million on average we give. And, mashallah, may Allah put barakah and accept all of our good deeds in this blessed month, which is multiplied, accept all of our charity that we do in this month, which is multiplied, and accept our good intentions for at least trying to do good, even if we can't do the actual good, right? So I think this is an opportunity for us to explain what we're all about and where you can, and I really want you to consider, audience, to consider where you can give some of your money, some of your sadaqah and some of your zakat. And my plea is to give it to Islamic Diversity Center, right? Why? Islamic Diversity Center has a proven track record for the past 23 years, at least 23 years, of being consistently at the forefront, educating non-Muslims about Islam. Not just educating non-Muslims about Islam, but supporting the journey of those who take their shahada, taking them through a safe journey in Islam to develop them and hopefully integrate them into the Muslim community. Okay? Teaching them the salah, teaching them the foundations of their deen, teaching them what they should and shouldn't be doing, how to progress and develop as a Muslim. And the biggest thing that we try and aim to do is empower our new Muslims to take ownership of their Islam so that they can be the best version of a Muslim that they can be. All right? And this is essentially what we've been doing consistently for 20 years. This is why my plea to everyone is, give your sadaqah and your zakat to IDC this blessed month, and watch the sadaqah jariyah that comes from that. Every shahada, every new Muslim that enters into Islam, you will get a portion of that reward, inshallah. Every new Muslim who gets taught the salah, you will get a portion of their rewards every time they pray. Okay, without diminishing theirs. Every time they give zakat and they give charity, you will get a portion of those rewards because you were there from the beginning when they first entered into Islam. And those good deeds get reciprocated. Those good deeds get continued. Those good deeds keep getting added up onto your account, right? So this is what I'm saying, that, look, guys, my plea to you all is that you support this noble work, which is Fard al-Kifaya, that a group of people within the community must do it, and to ease the burden off everybody else. IDC is doing that, taking the burden to ease it off everyone else. So the question is, what does IDC do exactly? Let's go into that a little bit. See where your money is going. If you want to support, what do they have to do?
You have to go to supportidc.com, get donating, as we said, zakat and sadaqah applicable. 46 new shahadas last year alone in a population like Tyne and Weir, such a small population, 46 shahadas. The work is getting done. High quality, high quantity.
And it's increasing.
Yes.
On average, we get about 5-6 shahadas every month. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Every month, we get about 5-6 shahadas on average. And it's increasing. And the work is increasing. And the education is increasing. And the support for the new Muslims is increasing. So we need your support in order to continue this good work, right? So let's break it down. What do? We have a 3-strand model here at IDC, okay? The Islamic awareness, the education, and also the new Muslim support. So this 3-strand model is based upon the ayah of the Quran in Surah Fussilat, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. And why do we break it up like that? because the first one is where we give that direct education about Islam, teaching people what Islam is. And who is better in speech than the one who calls to Allah? Who's better in speech than the one who explains this beautiful deen to the people who are more ignorant and more uninformed than ever before, right? We're literally at the forefront with our Islamic awareness stalls on a regular basis in the city center, with our exhibitions regularly done in the city library, and in the most, where the most footfall is, a neutral place that we can do that, with our commuter stalls, engaging with people who are coming back from work or going to work, right? With our all of our events and programs that we do on the front line, so to speak, we are educating people about the true nature of Islam, as opposed to what they hear and see on social media, in the media, mainstream media, from the mainstream politicians. All of those things that reform or like misinforming people about, all those things that Tommy 10 names as misinforming people about, Paul Golding, Liam Tufts, all of these guys who have made a concerted effort to really attack Islam, okay? And Muslims, I would argue, okay? And this is why it's important that we fight back in a way that is appropriate, through knowledge, through education, through engagement, through empowerment. And that's what our strapline is at IDC. Educate, engage, and empower. I believe strongly that through education, we're going to change the narrative here. We're going to win hearts and minds. We're going to counter the false narratives from the enemies of Islam to show what the beauty of Islam is through our speech and our action. Okay? And that's what IDC has been doing for more than 20 years. Imagine that. More than 20 years. We've been consistently getting that message out there. The message of Tawheed, the message of Istiqamah, the message of community, the message of positively contributing through our speech and actions. Okay? So that's the first thing. The first strand is out there engaging with people, not just in a very superficial way, but actually talking to people face to face, having conversations. I think that's what we need more of. There's a lot of online stuff out there, a lot of stuff going on online, back and forth, debates, beefs, whatever's going on. I think we just need to go back to grassroots and speak to people on a level, build those relationships, and then explain what the true nature of Islam is. And I think we're going to start changing the narrative there. I mean, if you think about it, just from a purely psychological point of view, right? If you help somebody physically without asking for anything in return, they're going to remember that.
Yes.
Okay? And then no matter what they see on a TV screen or a mobile phone screen, they can say, oh, well, Muhammad wasn't like that. He did this. Or Fatima's not like that. She said that. Right? Those personal engagements and relationships are far more stronger than what narratives are being pushed by just talking heads. I believe that, right? So I think we need to get out there and start talking to people and showing Islam in practice. What's wrong with doing what the old school used to do? When you cook a bit extra and give it to your non-Muslim neighbor, who might even be hungry, by the way, right? And give them a little leaflet or a copy of the Quran in English. Go and help the elderly in your street who need a lift to the doctor's appointment. Be the Muslim who does that when everybody else around them fails to do that. And then have a conversation about Islam and say, explain why you're doing this is because for the sake of Allah, it is the right thing to do, right? You will see the people changing just from those simple actions, right? But you can't, those simple actions have to come with the confidence and the bravery to tell people about what your identity is as a Muslim, right? Can't just be the good action. The good action is good, but you got to couple that with having the conversations. That's what I believe, right? And that will change the narrative slowly but surely, inshallah. Then the second thing that we do is we go into education, into schools, organize mosque visits. We go to the public sector, the private sector, and we take the opportunity to educate people about Islam. We run the exhibitions in public places so that the general public can come and learn about Islam, all the different themes that we talk about, from discover the Quran to discover Islam to look at the Muslim contribution to society. We have multiple different exhibitions that we run on a regular basis, right? Where people will come, they will engage, they will learn something, and they'll take a free gift with them, right? And lots of nice refreshments and snacks and foods. So the point I'm making is that's the second strand that we do, where we engage with people on an purely educational level. So one is the Islamic awareness, then the second is the education through the different activities and programs that we do. And then the third aspect, or the third strand of our model, is the empowerment, empowering the new Muslims, those who take their shahada, empowering them, taking them on a journey, a safe journey, away from all forms of extremisms, by the way, on that balanced way, to teach them the basics of their religion that every Muslim should know. And what happens when we do that? We now have a group of people who are grounded in their religion, who are growing and developing and taking ownership of their Islam, so that they can then positively contribute to society, right? And this is what we want from our work. We want all of our volunteers and all of our reverts and all those who are engaged and connected to us to be positively contributing to society, showing the beauty of Islam, right? And essentially, if you look at it in a nutshell, that's what we do, okay? So this is why we need you. If you believe this project is good, I'm going to say it right to the camera. If you believe this project is good, then we need you to support this. Because unfortunately, as I mentioned yesterday, the local and regional organizations do not get the financial support that they need. We being one of them. We struggle every single year to make ends meet. Every Ramadan, we have to do this long, hard slog just to get enough money to get us going to the end of the year. This is why we need your help and we need your support to continue the work. We will do the work.
Yep.
We have 85 volunteers.
Oh, yes.
Right, across the whole region. We're a regional organization, starting from Northumberland all the way down to pretty much York, right? Whitby is where we engage with the work that we do. We will do the work. We will do the training. We will do we'll develop the volunteers, and we will go out there and we will do the work. We just need you to support it financially and with your time volunteering. Okay. So this is why if you believe in this project, you believe that our model is good, you believe that we're doing the work that most people can't do or won't do or don't have time to do, then they should be supporting IDC, Islamic Diversity Center, right?
Yep.
So how can they support us, Saif?
Go to supportidc.com. For just £25, you can help us produce our Islamic resources. We produce them ourselves within our organization. Some of them in the organization, it's a case of...
Oh. Go on, sorry.
So it's for £50, you can help us print the materials, because we need a diverse amount of material out there to cater to the Christians, to cater to the non-Muslims, to cater to all forms of non-believer, to get them into the fold. £100 gets mosque and school visits paid for in order to start from the youth, to plant that good impression, that good true impression in the head of what true Muslims are like, of what true Islam is. Get supporting, and every single penny Allah will witness and Allah will account for on the day of judgment.
Absolutely. So yeah, so this is what we do. I think Jazzy, you're going to say something, producer?
Oh.
Go on. What's the first comment? Let's hear.
Walaikum salam, brother Umar.
Mashallah.
Ramadan Mubarak to you too, bro. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
From who?
Abu
Oh,
Aya.
nice. Okay.
Walaikum salam.
And then we've got a comment here as well on Islamophobia is no worse than Christianophobia, anti-Semitism, and any other forms of hate. None are right.
Sorry, say that again. Who's that from?
That's from Babs 4 UK.
You haven't got a mic, mate, so they can't hear. Babs 4 UK. Babs 4 UK?
Babs
Babs for
what's he
UK
saying?
says Islamophobia is no worse than Christianophobia, anti-Semitism, or any other form of hate. None are right.
I agree and I disagree, right?
Ooh.
I'll tell you why.
Go on. Ooh, controversial.
No, let's just get right into it, right? He said Islamophobia is no worse than. Yes, it is worse than. Today, the biggest issue in the UK is not Christianophobia. It's not other forms of phobia. The biggest issue today, in my opinion, is Islamophobia, anti-Muslim hatred. Everyone is attacking it, from mainstream politicians through to mainstream media, through to the far right, and we are at the forefront of the, well, not the forefront, we are at the front of the line receiving this,
Yeah.
right? So I think it's the biggest issue now, more than any other issue.
All hate is wrong in that.
But and this is what I agree with. The end statement that he said,
Yeah.
what did he say? All forms of hatred are wrong.
Yeah, basically.
That bit I agree with,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But I think that there is a level of prioritization now because other minority groups aren't getting the heat that we're getting right now.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened in the civil rights movement, if you think about it.
It's like the BLM movement as well, isn't it, at the time?
Sort of, yes. I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Yes, it is true. In America.
I'm not that I'm looking.
Why? Why?
I'm just thinking if he wants to chime in on it.
So why?
Come on.
What was wrong with that?
No, keep going.
Oh my god, what was wrong with that?
But if you go back to the civil rights movement, you will see that was the biggest issue at the time. There were other forms of hate at that time. Why did Malcolm X come to the forefront and speak the way that he spoke and highlight the issue the way that he highlighted it? Was because that was the biggest issue at the time. Other hatreds were happening. And this, I believe this is what's happening to Muslims today.
Yeah.
We are under the cosh. And I don't like this victimhood mentality as well, by the way, just to be clear about that. I don't believe in that. But I do believe in stating the facts and knowing how to deal with them, right? And I think education is the way to do that.
Yeah.
All right. Any other comments, Jazzy?
Abu Aya says, I have seen firsthand IDC work and support in the community and can say I've not seen any local institute do the same. With it being local, there's less funding, so fund the IDC.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Support IDC.com.
Go on, mate.
Yeah.
Zakat and Sadaqah applicable.
Yes,
It's
bro.
Ramadan. There's no better time to start donating. Get
Yeah.
donating. Sponsor the shahadas. Get your Sadaqah Jariyah.
Absolutely. Jazakallah khair, Abu Aya. May Allah bless you.
I
Keep
mean,
sharing, keep spreading the word, and let's get as many people watching the stream and donating as well, inshallah.
we've got some sponsors.
Good.
Shout them out.
We got, as always, may Allah bless those brothers at Pinar Restaurant.
Yeah, man.
Every year they sponsor us, by the way,
Alhamdulillah.
without fail. Those brothers, mashallah, may Allah reward them. May Allah give them barakah in their work, in their restaurant. And I'll tell you what, their food is flipping good.
Get
man.
yourself to Pinar, mate. Get yourself a
Go-
mixed grill.
Honestly, Pinar special. Just
Pinar
go in there and
special.
get a Pinar special.
Oh, you know what? You know what?
Isn't that
I
ready,
tried
sir?
the other day.
Oh.
Yeah, the lamb chops are banging.
I'm trying to bang it, but what I tried the other day was a sujuk pizza.
Okay, interesting.
Explain.
Sujuk is like the halal sausage, isn't it? Turkish sausage.
Yeah.
Turkish sausage pizza.
It's a
I'm telling
Sofian
you.
hot meze.
Right.
I'm telling you right now. Get a sujuk pizza from Pinar.
What was my invite though?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's stuttering.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Phone Corner. Phone Corner is the second sponsor. Again, they've been sponsoring us every year with that film. Those brothers, mashallah, they are not only running their businesses in the most halal way that you can, they're very conscious of
Yeah,
running their
mashallah.
business in a halal way, but also they support the masjid, they support the dawah. They've been with us for many, many years. Highly recommend them. If you need anything in terms of your mobile phones, mobile phone repairs, mobile phone covers, money transfer, all of those things, they do that, inshallah.
Listen, very quickly, yeah. Just a shout out to everyone, yeah. Just to make up. Where's the camera? This one. Excuse me. Right, listen. I know you're watching, and I know you want to share the stream as well. And send WhatsApp messages out. Share the stream. And I know you're thinking, oh, people are going to be asleep. Trust me, ain't no one going to be asleep. It's 9:45. So share the stream.
Yeah.
Let everyone know.
It's not very late, though, the ratio, is it?
It's not, but it's
It's not like
late
it
enough.
used to be.
Oh, I've got a bit of a dodgy chest, you know. But anyway, But yeah, share the stream, people. Share the stream.
Right, who's our other sponsors?
We have a new sponsor this year.
We've got a new sponsor this year. Who's our new sponsor? Oh yeah, the Muslim Geordie shop. Or is it the Geordie Muslim shop?
Either or, mate, whatever you like.
The Geordie Muslim shop.
Said it in the most Geordie accent. I
Right.
love it.
They be the
Whatever you want,
produce, yeah.
So the Muslim Geordie Muslim
Yeah.
shop.
There's
Do you wanna-
there's two locations, two branches. It's a new initiative that IDC's done in order to fund the dawah. So when you go and buy something from the Muslim Geordie shop or the Geordie Muslim shop, all the profits go to IDC. Okay, so what do they sell at the Geordie Muslim shop? They sell Emirati thobes, they sell Moroccan thobes, they sell abayas, they sell jilbabs, hijabs, topis, even one for you, Sonny.
Topi.
You want a topi?
A topi
They've
as
got a
well.
topi as well,
Hey,
right?
it's
They've got Islamic books, okay, to increase your knowledge. They've got Al Haramain perfumes. They've got Reef
some
perfumes.
good perfumes. Some good
Reef as well.
perfumes. I took one. It was good.
Reef's expensive though, you know, but it's quality.
Good perfumes.
They've got what else do they sell? Prayer mats.
Honey.
Yeah, natural
Eggs.
organic honey, misworks, you name it. Anything to do with Islam and the Sunnah, you're gonna find it in that shop. Go and make a visit. If you're local, go and visit it. Merch store is coming soon, inshallah. But in terms of physically going, this first shop is next to the Brothers entrance at the Newcastle City Mosque. Okay. The second location is 90 Wingrove Road in the House of Barakah shop. You go there at the back, all of our products are there. So we have two locations and I highly recommend everyone goes there. All right. Yes, Jazzy. Any other comments?
All right, let's go through these comments. So I've got Daniel Johnston.
Johnson, man.
Daniel Johnson
Danny
says,
boy.
we have to strike a balance. We must be aware of anti-Muslim bigotry and take precautions against it. But we must not be pessimistic.
Yeah.
And must not wallow in self-pity.
Agreed. I agree 100% with that.
Yeah, Danny.
Like I said, we're not victims. We shouldn't act like victims either. We have a deen and an identity that we should be proud of. Not kibr,
Yeah.
but proud of it. There's izzah in Islam. We should act like that, right? So even if, and don't tell me, if you can go back to the time of the Prophet ﷺ, don't tell me that the Prophet and his companions weren't persecuted. They were persecuted. They were oppressed. Worse than what we can imagine, actually. Okay? In Mecca, for 13 years, they were severely oppressed, but they still kept their head held high. They still had honor in their belief. They still dealt with it in the most appropriate way, and they carried themselves in a way which was befitting for a Muslim and a believer, right? And the Prophet ﷺ was directly attacked, physically, psychologically, emotionally, and he how did he deal with it? He dealt with it with honor, with respect, with dignity, and he kept on calling to his call of Tawheed. He didn't falter, he didn't waver, he was consistent. He didn't change the course. So we have to do the same. I like that comment, Danny. Actually,
Listen, brothers and sisters,
I like that.
we are talking about like supporting IDC as well, and we do, we have got a topic today of Islamophobia, but we do really need your support as well. We do need your support. Please do support IDC. Go to supportidc.com, make a donation. Safe's going to let you know, but I don't know why you're still on 80. There you go.
Hey, man.
You can make a donation. You can support IDC by going to supportidc.com. These are some of the packages and things that you can do and what it'll go towards.
£25 gets us the Islamic resources we need to support the dawah, to give people items to take home with them, to
Yeah.
get them thinking, to get them realizing what the true deen is. £50 is material printing. It's an expensive job. Getting these materials that we ourselves write as well, getting them printed, getting enough of them ready to get the dawah circulating. £100 gets us starting young with the mosque visits, with the school workshops, going to the children and letting them know what true Islam is.
I think I need to say, I think maybe we should highlight the issue of, sometimes people think that, oh, well, the dawah is free. It should be free. And why are we paying towards it, right? I think people need to understand that there's nothing free in this country, right?
No.
Everything we have to pay for, keeping the lights on, utilities, getting materials, doing the actual work, everything has a cost associated to it. Nothing is free. Even if you think it's free, nothing is free. You have to
Yeah.
pay for it in some way, shape, or form.
I don't understand the people who say, you know, that it should be free or fi sabilillah, everything's fi sabilillah.
Or free
Like,
sabilillah.
Yeah, or free sabilillah, subhanallah. Like, where do you think the money is coming from to fund this kind of stuff? Like, where do you think the money comes from to do an exhibition that costs £200, £2,000, to hire the room out from the library, to print the materials, to print the banners, you know, all of that stuff? Where do you actually think all of this money is coming from? Like, how does it come? Is it coming out of thin air and then you're expecting it to be free as well? If you expect it to be free, then expect nothing, right? I don't know what you're expecting if you want it to be free. Like, it does cost. So, brothers and sisters, please do, support. Go to supportidc.com, make a donation.
Yeah.
Titanic's back. All right, Titanic.
Oi, oi.
Ari Arcade. He's from Manchester, right? Ari Arcade.
That was
All right,
that was
Arcade.
Den.
That was
Yeah.
Den. Titanic, where are you from? Brother Omer. Rashid. MashaAllah.
Oh, Amir, why aren't you here, bro? You should be here.
Nice, man.
At least tune in.
He is tuned in. That's why.
No,
he's
no, I mean,
cool.
like, jump online.
Jump online. I heard all
Give him the link.
mosques.
Give him the link.
I heard all mosques are just funding them Sharia law courts, but you wouldn't let us build a mosque in Mecca. Tel Aviv Tommy is our only hope. Joy.
Who said that, Amir?
Sumer.
How am I, bro?
On a serious note, big respect to IDC for the frontline dawah work. Alhamdulillah. So many people have accepted Islam in the Northeast through the efforts. Revert communities are
By Allah's
growing
permission.
hugely yearly, by Allah's permission, of course. Yeah. Jazakallah khair, brother Amir.
I mean, we did the
Mashallah.
maths
Alaikum
earlier.
salam.
on.
Amir's what you got to explain who Amir is, man. He's one of our old school
Oh,
volunteers.
Omer, yeah, mashallah, tabarakallah.
Since
Omer,
he was a kid,
old
man.
school, man, old school. I remember Omer, the two Omers
The two Amir.
were as part of.
They had their own show as well.
No,
everything?
yes, yeah. So the youth show, they did do the youth show, but there used to be. If I'm not like you were listening anyway. There used to be in a certain school that didn't allow them to pray. That's how they got in touch with us, and we
remember.
kind of like support and help from there. Alhamdulillah. So yeah, man. Alaikum salam.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Is that Adil?
Which Adil?
Apna Adil.
Okay.
Adil, big up. Assalamu alaikum.
Bro, we need to get you a mic, man. What's wrong with you? Get him a mic for tomorrow, please.
Sister Sarah, can you get a mic for Ijaz, please?
We need the producer to be on
Where's
mic.
the producer, Sav, when you need him?
Guys cracking jokes and no one can hear them.
Jordan, are you behind the camera? Jordan is not here right now in the studio. This is not. So brother Jordan is actually allowing us to use his channel and platform to share the work that we're doing, because we've been working with brother Jordan for a long
he's
time.
big
And he,
supporter.
may Allah bless him. He supported us for a long time. And big up, yeah. Why are we not bigging up Jordan, man? Big up Jordan.
Jordan should be here.
Hey, Jordan, come on live. Join the stream, man.
That's the price you pay.
Brother Hassan, can you give Jordan the StreamYard link?
Get
Yeah.
him on, man. Get him
Get
on.
him on. And basically, he's been allowing us to use his platform to share the work that we've been doing. May Allah bless him for that support.
Right.
Alhamdulillah.
Any other comments?
Daniel Johnston. What's a haramathon? All right.
What? What? What are you talking about?
Okay. Daniel Johnston. I think Muslims with backgrounds in the Muslim world, Pakistani, subconsciously expect the government to take care of Islamic affairs. It hasn't quite sunk in yet that we are on our own.
Oh, 100%. I remember reading an article about the Indonesian government funding the dawah within their own nation. People expect there to be a waqf behind this
Yeah.
or a government
That's a
behind
good
this, so
point.
they just sit back, relax, and think it's taken care of. In the
Are you talking about
UK,
in Muslim countries or are you talking about here?
I don't know. I think Muslims with backgrounds from the Muslim world subconsciously expect the government to take care of Islamic. I mean, yeah, I think maybe just talking about generally.
but the reality here, northeast of England, there's no support here from any sort of a government
But
line.
you got to put things in perspective, guys. Look, in Muslim countries, the governments will take care of the needs of their citizens, right? The Muslim
Mhm.
citizens who are there. That's what they're supposed to do. Do what they need to do to run the country. Okay. We need to understand there is no waqf or there is no awqaf for the UK to fund the dawah work. We don't have that like in some Muslim countries.
Mhm.
So we need the community to support us to do this work, right? And this is what the community needs to understand here in the UK. they need to fund and support local organizations like this who are doing amazing work in their vicinities, up and down the country I'm talking about, who need the support to carry on doing what they're doing. Because we don't have governmental support. That's the reality. Okay? Right, what else? What other comments do we have?
Titanic says, I'm not aggressive in my approach. I like to challenge views. That's what it's all about, right? Well, yeah, I guess so. It's good to have those conversations, challenge each other, throw some thoughts out, share thoughts, share ideas.
That's how you learn, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, cool.
Right, so what time is it now? No, we'll go for a recap yesterday. What did we discuss yesterday, Sale, in Islamophobia?
Islamophobia is real, people?
Islamophobia.
That was a sick recap.
Islamophobia is real, people.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Do you want me to do my little thing about why I don't like the word Islamophobia?
You can do. So basically, yesterday we started this topic based on this post that's come up on our that was shared on our Dawah table, and it's got a lot of Islamophobic comments, anti-Muslim comments, and we just kind of we wanted people to realize that this is a situation out there at the moment, that there is this sentiment against Islam, and it's a case of well, what are we doing about it? What are we actually going to do about it? What's the situation? Why is it here? Why is it occurring? And how can we combat such a sentiment?
Yeah. Okay. Any other comments, Jazzy? What's he said?
Someone please keep AT's tea topped up, please. Dropping gems tonight. All right,
yeah.
Mr.
Okay.
Hassan
I'm going
Tariq.
to take the opportunity to get the judges.
Where is Hassan? He should
He's
be
in
on.
bed. He's ill. He's got the sniffles.
Oh my God.
Someone who's trying to troll us.
Go on.
Yay! Trolls in the house. Islamophobia is real as the jinns that attacked Brother Jordan. All right, Mr. Lottie. No, allow
no,
the trolls.
Just leave it.
Do not feed the trolls, people. This is something that everyone should learn. Do not feed
Don't
the
bite.
trolls.
Don't bite.
That's not feeding the trolls.
Don't bite.
Don't feed the trolls. All
Okay.
right,
What else?
that's it.
Got it?
Over to the current climate and challenges and why IDC exists.
The current climate. Okay, so look, recapping yesterday, what we were discussing yesterday was we're living in a society now where for the past, and I'm going to argue this point, for the past 25 years, Islam has been under the spotlight. I think people need to realize and remember we're over-represented in the mainstream media in a negative way. For the past 25 years, right? We're only 5% of the population, but we get enough coverage for people to start believing that we're taking over the country, that we're 95% of the population, right? That's how much coverage we get. The mainstream media have a lot to answer for with the way that they have framed the Muslim community as being the bad guys, as the boogeyman, right? The mainstream media, social media, everyone's got an opinion, right? And I don't think everyone should have an opinion. Unfortunately, just like everyone's got a backside, everyone's got an opinion, right? I don't think that's right, that everyone should have that. Some people...
Hold on, sorry. I'm kind of mean to cut you, but everyone's going to have an opinion.
No, but they shouldn't be able to amplify that opinion. You can keep your opinion to yourself sometimes. Everyone's brave behind a screen, is what I'm trying to say.
No, that's true.
When it comes to real life, they're not as brave usually.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay?
That is,
Because they know that, like this guy trolling, they know that they're trolling. Imagine trying to troll someone to their face. What would happen?
yeah.
Right?
They learn.
I'll tell you what, they tried to do it. Deontay Wilder, see what he did to the kid who tried to troll him online.
No.
He said to the kid,
To the-
he said, come to the gym and say it to my face. And he whooped him so bad in the ring that he's not going to troll nobody again for a while, right?
That's
My point is, everyone's brave behind a screen, right? Now, everyone's going to have an opinion, but sometimes you got to keep your opinions to yourself, right? Sometimes you need to do some more research before you formulate an opinion. In fact, most people need to do that, You need to go back to the primary source. If you don't know, ask someone, right? Do some research, find out. Don't come with the arrogance and you've already made an assumption and that you're going to push an opinion without even knowing the facts. That's the problem that I've got, right? Nobody likes it being done to them, by the way.
What's that?
People making assumptions about you.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody likes that.
Yeah.
But then you go and do it to other people.
Yes.
Okay? Nobody likes when, for example, an assumption made about, I don't know, working class white people.
Yeah.
You know the assumptions that people make about them without even knowing them, right? Remember we did that football tournament years ago with MTEP, and we went on this estate, which was a really white working class estate, right? And we took some of our kids from Hype and who are very mixed multicultural.
Oh, yeah.
They never mixed with anyone from a different background. And we got our kids to mix with them. And they had a football tournament, coaching tournament. And you know what? A lot of misconceptions were thrown out the window.
Excellent.
Right? Because people just started talking.
Yeah.
They had some fun. They enjoyed themselves over football. And they literally broke down barriers. I know we're using these buzzwords, but they literally broke down barriers, right? Assumptions were made on both sides, by the way. But when they started mixing and talking, not just the young people, the adults as well started talking and started changing their viewpoints. Oh, I didn't know that about you guys. Oh, I thought this was what you guys believed. I thought this is what you guys do. And both sides broke down those barriers.
You know what,
right?
though? Because the fear of the unknown.
Of course.
It's the fear of the unknown. People have this fear of what they don't know about. So that's why we open the doors to it, Brother Safe.
So when it comes to supporting us to break down those barriers, support IDC.com. The material we print and the pamphlets that we have, that's also us breaking down barriers and misconceptions. When it comes to the Christians realizing, oh, hang on, Muslims actually believe in and respect Jesus as well. When it comes to the Introducing Islam booklets and them realizing, okay, there's no mention of any of the activities I was seeing in the media. They just seem to want to do their prayers, act as good citizens, and live among us.
Yeah.
So-
Actually, there was a comment about that. Sorry, Saif.
Yeah, go on.
You're saying that all religions are bad. What was that comment, Jazzy?
Or was it all phobias?
No, about religions. They said there's no good in any religion or something like that. I want to unpack that a little bit. I think that's important. Yeah, go on.
So before you go on, let me just throw some context to you. These are the comments. These are actual live comments that have come from that Facebook page that we've been talking about. The page that got 4,100 comments. These are actual comments from that particular page. I can read it, yeah. So it says here, I don't know who sent this, but there's a comment from someone that says, I don't think religion of any kind should exist in today's society. It brings nothing good in the world at all and only causes divide and issues. Why are you laughing? They spelled divide wrong. All right. And only causes divide. You need to put these on the screen, bro, because it's easier for everyone to see. Can you put them in a banner? All right. So if you put it in a banner afterwards. I see. Only causes divide and issues that has done since religion began. I understand why some beliefs came about centuries ago when we were uneducated and didn't know how the universe worked. But right now, it's like still believing that the earth is flat or believing that the moon is made of cheese.
Highly disagree with that. I think that's such... I get where the sentiment's coming from, but you know what? Just because many people had a bad experience with Christianity in this country doesn't mean all religions are the same. When you make a comment like that, you're making an assumption that all religions are like what you've experienced, right? All religions are not the same. They might have some similar components, but all religions are not the same. What we believe, the way that we look at it is like this. And he said quite a few things that need to be unpacked there. From our very existence as human beings, we were created for one reason and one purpose alone. وَمَا خَلَقَتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. And that is to worship Allah alone without any partners. Okay? That's the very essence of our existence. Okay? And that's the purpose of our life. Why is it the purpose of our life? Because it is a universal purpose that everyone can fulfill. That's what Allah tells us. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, old or young, male or female, rich or poor. Everyone can fulfill that purpose. Then you have people might have personal purposes in life, right? But they're not universal. They're for you individually. Okay. Now, if you say that all religions are bad, let's unpack that bit first. What was the first? Break it down. Let's break it down from.
Jazzy, put
it
whatever
on
you
the
can,
banner.
whatever you can on the banner, please. So I can
Let's do it bit by bit. Start with the first part, right? What did he say in the beginning? Read it out to him. The first bit. All religions are bad.
Hold on. I don't think religion of any kind should exist in today's society. It brings nothing but good to the world at all and only causes divide
Right,
and
stop there.
issues that has done since religion began.
Okay, stop there. Let's break that bit down, right?
Come
Well,
on.
what does religion bring? When we talk about religion, we look at it more than just religion. It's not a bunch of dogmatic practices. Religion, when we look at it, is a deen. Deen is a whole way of life. How you live your life. How our worldview, if you like, right? When we talk about deen, the deen of Islam, what we're talking about is ensuring that everyone gets their rights in their right place, right? So we give the creator who created us his rights and humanity their rights. That's what we're talking about. So when we talk about all religions, you're not talking about all religions because you clearly haven't studied Islam, right, in any great depth. So you can't make paint everyone the same brush. Now, what Islam does is, and I believe that most religions do this as well, it brings an ethical code in a world like today, the modern world today, which has lost its ethical and moral systems, right? That's what religion does. Islam in particular, I'm talking about. Number one, like Sahil mentioned yesterday, we give God his rights first. Allah gets his rights because he's the one who deserves those rights of being worshipped alone without any partner. When somebody is God conscious, what does that mean? It means we're self-accountable. It means we're accountable to Allah first before we're accountable to people, which is supposed to make you a better person, meaning that you're only going to do what's right and stay away from what is wrong because you know Allah is watching all the time. You don't even need CCTV cameras like we're being monitored, over-monitored today, right? Because you know that Allah is watching and therefore you know you're not going to do something that you shouldn't be doing and try to do the things that you should be doing, right? So that's the first thing. That's what religion brings, or Islam brings to the table first and foremost. Good, righteous, holistic people, okay? What does religion also bring? Rights to humanity, making sure that your parents get their rights, your siblings get their rights, your spouses get their rights, your children get their rights, your neighbors get their rights, your work colleagues get their rights. That you don't, what do they mean by getting their rights? You're not oppressing people, you're not taking people's rights when it's due to them. So you have to be a good person to do that. And how do you know what is good except for what the scripture teaches you what is good? Okay? Because otherwise it's very subjective. You're gonna, to one person something is good, to another person's oppressive. So what religion is supposed to bring to the table is righteousness. And righteousness includes being good to fellow human beings, being good to animals, taking care of the environment, making sure that the planet is being taken care of. When you lose religion, look what happens.
Here's my thing.
No, but look, when you lose religion, what happens? Post-industrialization, the planet is being destroyed. As religion goes down, the planet's getting destroyed. As religion goes down, you get human cargo and trafficking. As religion goes down, your whole ethical and moral code goes out the window because it's about the self, me, myself, and I, and how I can benefit, right? That becomes the priority. As religion goes down, what else do we see? Promiscuity, people's rights being taken, abuse, and so on and so forth. But when you look at what religion brings to the table, just look at the 10 commandments, just the 10 commandments. It brings righteousness. That's what it's supposed to bring. Positively contributing to society. Meaning, imagine look at what Islam brings. It brings wholesome families, raising righteous children, which brings around righteous societies. Prevention is better than cure. Don't drink alcohol because it harms not only you, it harms the rest of society. It's a burden on the government. It's a burden on the NHS. Don't do drugs because it's not just harmful to your body, which is a trust that's been given by God. it harms other people around you. It causes heartache. When you overdose and die, it causes heartache to the rest of your family, right? Don't take people's rights. Don't rape people. Don't be promiscuous. Don't do, things which you're not supposed to be doing, which is bringing harm to the whole society. Religion brings a level of moral code and order, which is about being charitable, increasing in charity, increasing in helping the poor and the needy, removing oppression from those who are oppressed. That's what religion drives, right? Fellow human beings. That's what religion drives. And that is all underpinned by the worshipping of Allah. Because we're accountable to Allah.
Here's the problem I've got with this comment, right? Put the comment up again, Jazzy. Here's the problem I've got with the comment. Just the whole premise of the comment is there's an assumption made here. I don't think religion of any kind should have existed in today's society. It brings nothing good to the world at all, and only causes dividing issues that has done since religion began. Like, how are you making that assumption, number one? And why do you think that no religion is going to be better?
What's the alternative?
How do you think, and what makes you think that having no religion is actually going to be a better society?
Can I just make one point? Humans, when they leave the worshipping of Allah, have got a terrible history, right? When we move away from religion, when we move away from practicing the religion as it should be practiced, I'm talking about, we have a terrible history of oppression. Look at the transatlantic slave trade. When we're left to our own devices, look what we do. Look what we get up to, right? Transatlantic slave trade. The biggest movement of human cargo in history, human history, right? Treating people like animals. We have, caused animals to be made extinct. We have done that. We have caused the environment to be at its worst, right? We've damaged the environment, almost irreparable damage I'm talking about. When we move away from righteousness, and righteousness comes from the deen of Islam or religion. You can't get it. And everyone who says, oh, well, we'll just use our own, we learn from our own mistakes and we use our own faculties of understanding. Well, no, because if you drive it back, it comes from scripture somewhere along the line of what's right and what's wrong. Okay. And when you leave it to your own devices, slavery was normalized. It was seen as a normal thing. It was accepted in society, not as a bad thing. Because that's what happens when you move away from scripture and you move away from or leave it to our own devices. This is what ends up happening. Oppression upon oppression upon oppression. Right? Now, just because some people use religion in an incorrect way doesn't mean that the religion is at fault for that. It means that human beings are at fault for doing the evil that they've been doing. Right? That's the difference.
I had a comment from Brother Daniel, South Shields. He messaged me and said the current comment is very subjective. Feels like it comes from a personal experience and a phobia of belief in anything that can't be explained by science. Quite frankly, it seems like a cop-out from dealing with the realization that there is a life after death, and she can't make up mind of which religion is true, so just banks it with science. That's a good point.
It's a lot of assumptions.
Yeah,
there is.
The whole comment is riddled with assumptions, to be honest.
What's the second part of the comment?
Second part of the comment is some beliefs came about centuries ago when we were uneducated and didn't know how the universe worked. But right now, it's like still believing that the earth is flat, or still believing that the moon is made of cheese.
Say the beginning bit again. The first bit.
Some beliefs came about centuries ago when uneducated.
Come on, we're still uneducated. What are you talking about? We're living in the age of information, and we're probably as ignorant as we've ever been.
Try and make the pyramids.
Exactly, right? Civilizations came before, not from Britain and Europe, but other civilizations existed which had knowledge far beyond what we can comprehend, right? You look at the knowledge of East Africa, the knowledge of West Africa, the knowledge of, like you said, the pyramids, right? People who made the pyramids, although it could have been aliens, right? Or jinn, apparently. The knowledge of, that's a joke by the way, never mind. Never mind. Right. Yeah, never mind. I was trying to do one of your dry humor jokes, bro. Anyway, the civilization of India, pre-colonialism, right? There were civilizations that existed before Europe had a civilization. Okay? The point I'm making is that's an assumption. We've not always been uneducated. And plus, what is the knowing of how the universe works got to do with purpose of life? It's got nothing to do with it. Knowing how something works doesn't fulfill meaning and purpose. It gives you a better understanding of how the world works, which is nice. And even that's constantly evolving and changing, the more knowledge we get. But that's not the be-all, end-all. That teaches you the how, not the why.
And again, the comment says, I didn't know how the universe worked. We still don't know how the universe works.
Mhm.
I don't know why, again, like you said, I
still
don't
don't.
know why that's actually it's out there to say
In
that.
fact, it's an assumption. How do you know it's not a multiverse anyway?
Oh, easy now.
Why are you talking about a universe? It might be a multiverse. See,
Multiverse of
even the
madness.
person who's making the comment,
It's the multiverse of madness.
Oh, bless you, son. Yeah.
even the person making the comment doesn't even know.
All right.
Right? What's the next part of the comment?
Hold on, what's that
Finish
say?
off the last bit.
Evening all. Hope all is good. That's Den.
Hey, Stan.
how
All
we're
right,
doing, man.
that kid. That's man.
Is that Mancunian?
That's Mancunian. All right, that kid.
Sorry about that, Den, but hey, it's good to see you, mate.
Den from Manchester. All right, that kid.
Hey, what's the last bit of that comment?
Yeah.
Let's do the
That's
last
it.
bit.
No, that's it. That's that comment.
Is that all of it?
Next one.
Just to clear it up, Den, we're looking at comments from a rather viral Facebook post that went out showing
Yeah.
us on the Dower store.
Continuing from yesterday's.
Yeah.
All right. So this one says, I want to ask, why do you continue to call yourself the religion of peace? But if I don't follow your beliefs, then you try to destroy opposition. War and deaths follow in the wake of extreme Islam.
Look, it's first of all, who said we call it the religion of peace? We call it the religion of truth. We call it the religion of submitting your will to the will of Allah. That's what Islam stands for. And through that submission to the will of Allah, to your creator, you will attain a level of inner peace, right? That's the first thing. So people who are pushing that narrative, yes, we are a peaceful people. We are, there's no doubt. But so is everybody a peaceful people until British people are peaceful, English people are peaceful, Europeans are peaceful, Africans are peaceful, Indians are peaceful. Every country is peaceful until when? You get provoked, or until you get attacked, or until you need to reply and respond, right? Every human, that's a basic human right, that you have the right to defend yourself if you are being attacked, your family, your wealth, and so on and so forth. It's a basic human right, okay? Now, and the second comment about extremist Muslims, there's no extremist Islam. Islam is simple. Islam is straightforward, based upon the scripture. If people don't follow Islam correctly, or follow their culture or their political views over Islam, that's not Islam's fault, right? That's the human being a human being and doing things which are inappropriate and incorrect. Just like any other religion or any other civilization that's ever existed. In fact, we could argue other civilizations don't just do it for self-defense, but they go out for foreign interests and maim and kill on a state level, right? The war on Iraq, the war in Afghanistan, the current crisis in Yemen and Syria and so on and so forth.
Look at Venezuela right now.
Right now, right? So we're talking about unprovoked attacks here, right? Killing Africans and enslaving them. We talked about that earlier. What's religion got to do with that, right? They weren't Muslims who did that, okay? My point is, throughout history, Hitler wasn't Muslim, by the way, guys, okay? What Hitler did in the Second World War had nothing to do with Islam or extremist Muslims. Islam, you need to study it and understand that it is a balanced way of life when you study it correctly and understand it correctly and in context. That's the first thing. The second thing is, what did he say? What was the second point?
Well,
that he
no, the
made?
point that I was going to make on here was that he says here, you call yourself a religion of peace, but if I don't follow your beliefs, then you try to destroy the opposition.
Who said?
Look, there's a verse in the Quran,
Mhm.
all right, in chapter 60, verse 8, where Allah says, Allah does not forbid you from dealing kindly and fairly with those who've neither fought you nor driven you out of your homes. Indeed, Allah loves those who are fair and just.
Exactly. It's a religion of justice. It's a peaceful, it is a peaceful religion, but we're not a what's the word I'm looking for? We're not a pacifist religion, right? It's a very balanced religion. Just like most people aren't pacifists. If someone attacks you in the street, you're going to respond to defend yourself. If somebody provokes you, you're going to reply, right? Islam is similar to that. It's in line with the natural disposition of people. Okay, we're not a pacifist religion. At the same time, we have boundaries on everything that we do, so we don't cross. Like I said earlier, we don't take people's rights. Okay, we will maintain people's rights. It's a holistic religion and a righteous religion, meaning that what we're trying to achieve here is worshiping God peacefully, fulfilling people's rights peacefully, and then being human as well at the same time and balanced about everything. Okay, so if somebody doesn't accept Islam, the Quran is clear. You be your way and we'll be our way.
Yeah, straight up.
It's clear. It's clear. We're not going to force you to enter into Islam, and we don't expect you to force your ideology upon us, right? Or your religion upon us. You go your way, we'll go our way. You go do your thing, we'll do our thing. You worship God the way you want to worship God, we'll worship God the way that we want to worship God, right? Which is singling him out without any partners. And it's clear about that. Now, what did he say?
Can I just add something to
What
that,
did he
though?
say? Just to finish off the point, that he said that we try to do what to people who don't accept?
Destroy opposition.
Destroy
War and
the
death.
opposition.
Yeah, war and death follows in the wake of extreme Islam.
Okay. First of all, there's no extreme Islam. There's just Islam, which is the balanced way. There's Muslims who don't practice it properly. And who said that just because you don't accept? If that was the case, we're 5% of the population here. But you know what? We're a third of the world population. If that is true, we would have taken over the world a long time ago. A long time ago. We've got armies, we've got military. We could have gone to war with everyone and anyone whenever we wanted to. But we don't believe that. Just because you disagree with it, go and ask the Coptic Christians in Egypt today. They don't agree with Islam. They don't become Muslim, but they live peacefully in Egypt, and they're protected in Egypt. Go and ask the Christians in Jordan. They love Muslims over there, and they live coexist with Muslims over there. Go and speak to the Christians in Lebanon, in Muslim lands I'm talking about. There's no beef there. Let's go back in history, look at Muslim Spain from the 8th century to the 12th century, how Muslims, Jews, and Christians coexisted and pioneered to positively contribute to society. Look at 16th century Baghdad. Look at the contributions and the coexistence that has been proven under Muslim rule. Okay? You just have to do your research and look at the history behind all of this, and you will see that actually that Muslims don't have this belief just because you disagree with us, we're going to annihilate you. It's just not true. You do get some extremists, like you do in every community, in every religion. Go and speak to the extremist Hindus in India today who want to annihilate all Muslims. Go and speak to, they're not Muslim, they're Hindus, extremist Hindus. Go and speak to the extremist Buddhists in Myanmar right now who want to annihilate what the people call there?
The Rohingya.
The Rohingyas, right? They're not Muslim. Go and speak to the extremist atheists under Stalin, under Stalinism, and in Yugoslavia, how they killed and maimed all religious people because they didn't agree with them. Go and speak to them. And then come and tell me that Muslims are extremist Islam, extremist Muslim, blah, blah, blah. No, you're going to get extremists in every community who want to do what you want to do, but they don't necessarily represent the religion or the ideology that they are following or claim to follow. The same with the Muslims. Why do we have a different standard compared to everyone else? That's my question. Why is there a double standard here?
Selective outrage.
Boom. Next.
All right. What's the comment? What's the comments, Jazzy? So Abu Ayas says, quote unquote, from what the comment was, war and death follows Islam, cough. Templars and the Crusades, cough. No, but seriously, an out of whack representation of Islam will always outshine the good representation of Muslims. Absolutely. Great point. Very true.
We're in the whole group chat. See what we do?
I mean,
Huh?
if you want to help us change that narrative, support IDC.com.
Yeah.
Get us spreading the correct message out there. Because believe it or not, yes, in the world we outshine it, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is always watching us.
Mm.
So when it comes to your efforts, they will be rewarded.
Yeah, and by the way, you know, I mentioned all these other groups, right, and all these other religions who have extremists amongst them. Those who are Muslims, extremist Muslims amongst our communities, don't think that they're representative of us, and don't think that we allow them to get away with that either. We have been calling to and speaking out against the Khawarij for decades, decades, right? We don't accept their methodology. We've been calling it out. We've been calling people to the correct methodology of Islam for decades. Okay, extremists amongst the Muslims are not accepted amongst the Muslim community. The assumption is one from the non-Muslim. I can understand why they do it as well. The assumption is that the extremist Muslims are representative of the mainstream Muslims. That's the assumption, because they have the loudest voices. But who gives them the loudest voices?
Mainstream media.
There you go. The politicians, the mainstream media, social media, the far right. Okay, that's where the focus has been put on. Why don't they cover the stories of what the Muslims are actually doing? Getting on with their lives, doing what everybody else does, raising families, running businesses, making money, going to work, coming home, doing what they do, worshipping Allah, right? Why don't they talk about the charity work that Muslims do? Put that at the forefront. Let's put some
Do you
focus.
think there's a level of
Let's put
jealousy
some
then?
focus on that, though. Let's put some focus on that. Mr. Tommy 10 names, talk about that. I dare you to, right?
Why are you talking about that? Why would you talk about the good things that Muslims do if you've
Because
got a hatred towards the people?
I know, but this is the point. Be balanced and fair. Talk about the good things.
They're not going to. That's the
I
point.
know they're not going
Yeah.
to, because they're biased and they're prejudiced and, dare I say it, they are racist, right?
Yeah.
Now, the point I'm making is the mainstream media won't talk about it because it doesn't sell papers. It's not something which is sensationalist enough. Oh, Muslims did £100 million in charity in the month of Ramadan. We don't want the spotlight on that, but we need the spotlight on that because we do it for the sake of Allah. We do it privately. We do it for Allah, not the people. But it needs to be a light shone on it so that the rest of the non-Muslims in our society can see Muslims actually contribute immensely to this country. The Muslim pound is so strong for our economy here that if you were to eradicate all the Muslims from this country, the economy would collapse, guys. That's how much.
How true is that?
I'm telling you that. The amount that we put into this economy in taxes, in business, in industry, the economy would be seriously impacted, if not collapsing. Seriously impacted, right? And I'm not just talking about the Muslims living here. I'm talking about the governments, the state national governments in the Middle East who have invested so much money here. Imagine they took all their money out. Imagine what would happen.
Instant crash.
That's what I'm saying, right? So we got to think about these things before we start running our mouths and saying Muslims are bad, they should leave,
Do you think
kick them all out, and all this nonsense.
Do you think there's a level of one, jealousy, and number two, like, is it just because what I mean by jealousy is that maybe those who have a hatred towards Muslims don't have what Muslims have? They're living on the poverty line, maybe.
For sure.
And you know,
that's partly to do. I think most of it's ignorance, I'll be honest. I think a lot of it is ignorance. They just don't know and they got caught up in the hype. Right? Because people, like I said yesterday, are more sheeple than people. Right? I'll tell you what the second thing I think is the biggest contributing factor to this is the economic downfall. Right? Whenever you look at the history of this country, whenever there's been an economic downfall and people feel the pinch, whether it's in the 80s or the 40s or the end of the 1800s, right? Every time there's been an economic downturn and the general Joe public has felt the pinch or are struggling or being oppressed by the rich elite, that's when you start seeing scapegoatism. So when the crash happened, the first crash in the early 1900s, before World War II, who were the bad guys?
I don't know.
It was the Jews. They were the bad guys. They were the ones who've been scapegoated, right? When you look at this, the 70s, The Irish were the bad guys.
Mm.
The 80s and the 90s, the black community were the bad guys. The 2000s, like post 2001, it was the Muslims, right? Because whenever there's a crash or whenever there's an economic downturn, people need to blame someone for that. How come we weren't this much of bad guys when our parents and grandparents came? 50s, 60s, 70s.
Oh, there was still racism.
Racism I'm not talking about. We weren't the bad guys though.
Right.
We weren't the extremists. We weren't the terrorists. We weren't the ones who are trying to blow everything up. We weren't the ones who hate the civilization and the culture. We weren't the ones who were trying to change the culture. We were just seen as those brown people and black people. We don't know anything much about them, so we're going to hate on them, right? Over racism. But we weren't. How come we were never called terrorists in the 50s and 60s as Muslims? Ask that question. No, we were seen as something different, but we weren't portrayed the way we are now, right? Because as things change, as the political narrative changes, the people's narrative changes also with that. So my point is this, that look, when it comes to, I believe it's ignorance. I believe there might be a level of jealousy, but I think there's a big thing to do with capitalism and economic downturn. How is it the Muslims' fault? Let's ask this question. Whose fault was Brexit? Not the Muslims. Brexit was a disaster for this country. You didn't get your borders back because you're still talking about it. You didn't get the £350 million a week that was promised to us for the NHS. We didn't get that when we left Brexit. Whose fault was that? That was Reform's fault. Those guys, right? Whose fault was the Ukraine war? That wasn't the Muslims.
No.
We felt the impact of it. Whose fault is the energy crisis? Not the Muslims. It's the big corporations and the corrupt politicians who are in bed with the corporations, lining their own pockets at the expense of us. And then they make us fight with each other in order to do what? So that nobody blames them and points a finger at them. The ones who actually caused. Was the banking crisis Muslims' fault? Who bailed out the banks? We didn't cause the banking crisis. It was the elite. My point is this: capitalism, or this, not that I'm against capitalism, but this gross, extreme form of capitalism, corporationism, actually, is where the problems lie, which causes us to be scapegoated, just like people before us.
So do you reckon this then? If the whole of the general Joe British population was good, comfortable,
yeah, there'd be a lot less racism, there'd be a lot less anti-Muslim sentiment.
You reckon?
100%. Because people want to blame somebody.
Interesting.
And at the moment, we're an easy target because think about why are we an easy target? Not because we're weak, but why are we an easy target? Because you got 25 years of conditioning, 25 years of propaganda, 25 years of manipulation, 25 years of exploitation, manipulating the minds of people so that they will be focused. What does that remind you of? Who else did that happen to?
Happened to the Jews.
Right, Second World War. You had a concerted effort of propaganda against a minority group until the whole country turned against them.
Brothers and sisters, this is why.
By the way, that was following an economic downturn.
All right, mate. All right. This is why we need to do the work that we're doing. Support IDC.com. Go there, support our organization. You know, whatever donations you can so we can continue this work that we're doing. What are you saying, Jenny?
Sorry, one last point as well.
There's been no donations.
One last point. Before I forget. One last point that links to that, by the way, is not only those things: ignorance, jealousy, economic deprivation, socioeconomic deprivation. I should say add that to that as well. But I also think there are genuine, and it's always happened throughout history. There's genuinely a group of people who are enemies to Islam. From day one, from the time of the Prophet ﷺ, we have to recognize as Muslims that there will always be a group of people who just hate Islam and hate Muslims. It happened to the Prophet ﷺ. It happened to his companions. It happened throughout history. It happened to, the end of Muslim Spain. It happened during the Crusades. It happened during, British India when the Muslims were in charge. It's always happened throughout history. Orientalism in the 20th century, it's always happened that there's been a group of people who have always tried to undermine and oppose Islam and Muslims. And as believers, we need to recognize that. And how do we deal with that? The way the Prophet ﷺ dealt with that. I think that's important to highlight as well, Sahil, because we need to deal with it in an appropriate manner, which is the prophetic way.
I reckon sometimes people have got a hatred because of a personal experience that's happened. I think we had an incident where one guy had a hatred for Islam because his sister became Muslim.
Yeah.
And it was like a sister married a Muslim and became Muslim, and then he was like, no, I don't
And
like
was love and life, by the way. She moved to Emirates.
I don't like Islam.
No, she moved to Dubai and she was having a really comfortable, like really living it up.
Yeah.
And he was still living in his council house. Like barely making ends meet. And he basically admitted that. He pretty much admitted that and said, yeah, this is one of the reasons why I don't like you guys, because look at my life. And look at your life.
Yeah. All right. Comments. Abu Aya. Look, we had the best of teachers to help us understand the Quran and the commands of Allah. I think the layman non-Muslim looks to interpret the Quran themselves and of course stumbles. Absolutely. I think that's what happens. That is what happens. But you know what? People do that with every religious book. People can take it out of context as much as they want. They use the Bible to what's it called? To support their slavery in America.
Transatlantic slavery was
they use the Bible to like thingy it.
They misquoted verses or used verses of the Bible in order to subjugate and keep the slaves subjugated.
Yeah.
You've just had it happen this past few days. Was it Huckabee saying he was on a podcast taking a misquoting of the Bible, stating, okay, this is why the entire Middle East should belong to the Zionists.
Is that the politician?
That was the politician.
All right, let's go. Den says, so what do you think changed from 50s to where we are today?
What do you mean?
You're talking about how in the 50s.
How we're called terrorists now.
Yeah.
Politics. Simple. Politics. There's narratives that are being pushed all the time. Politics changes with the times. When there's an agenda for the government or whoever is in authority to push a certain narrative to benefit themselves, they're going to do that, right? And you got to remember, look, in the 50s and 60s, when people from the subcontinent and the Windrush generation came here, people forget that they came here through invitation to help rebuild Britain because they were part of the Commonwealth, right? So people forget that we were invited to this country to rebuild it. We were citizens of this country, even though we didn't live in this country because we were colonized by the country, right? So that means that we have a right to the country and the wealth of the country and to be citizens of the country. People forget that, okay? But what changed then was there was a political need for people from the Commonwealth to come and rebuild Britain. That's why we were brought in boatloads after boatloads, right? There was a political need. The people had the divide and conquer sort of mentality because, again, when the governments brought us in, they didn't want us to be equal citizens. So they had to keep that rift there, if you like, in order to maintain the control over the political situation of that time. Fast forward to 2001, they need a scapegoat to carry on doing what they're doing. People were getting sick of, in the 90s, people were getting sick of the political situation abroad, the so-called foreign interests. People were starting to see through that. Why are we meddling in other people's business, other countries' business? Of course, it's for the oil and the resources. People were cottoning on to that, right? So therefore, you need to divert the attention, get people away from what our stealing of other people's resources is by creating an internal enemy. That's part of what was happening. Yeah.
Comments?
It's politics.
In my opinion, most people are not concerned who follows any religion or ideology until it causes harm to people outside of their religion or ideology. Example, Manchester Arena bombings targeting children.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's a quite a true statement. But
Mm.
like I said, there are still some who hate Islam, regardless of what happens externally. But like I said, they don't represent those who bomb the Manchester Arena. Do not represent the majority. But guess what else that came out after that? People don't talk about this either. All they focus on is Muslim lad went and blew himself up, killed loads of children. Right? Haram. Haram. Let me make that clear. Absolutely unacceptable in Islam. But what they don't talk about is how the secret services was monitoring them and let them in the country in the first place. Right? Secret Service monitoring them. They knew what was going on with them. They knew what was their current situation, how dangerous they were, and didn't do nothing about it. Well, that's not the Muslims' fault. Whose fault is that? That's the intelligence community. They need to answer those questions, right? We need to look at what is the reality and then take it from there, right? They came from Libya under Gaddafi, and they were sponsored to come here by our government, by the way. Why? If that's the case, why? Questions need to be asked, right? Now, I'm not going to throw people under the bus because I don't know the full circumstance. I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. But what I do know is they don't represent the Muslim community. You can't give out collective injustice or collective punishment because of what one or two people do. And I agree with you. It's not nice from someone outside of the community, from the religion, who has to experience this. But guess what, guys? We have to experience it as well. When July the 7th happened, our own cousin nearly got killed on that train. Muslims got killed on those buses, right?
Yeah.
We are just as much a victim of that collateral damage, that indiscriminate killing. It's not collateral damage. It's that indiscriminate killing. Yeah. We're just as much victim as everybody else, right? When the France bombings happened, guess what happened the day before? A market in Lebanon was blown up by the same group of people, claimed by the same group of people. That market in Lebanon was majority Muslim, by the way. No one stood with Lebanon. Stand with Paris was the big thing, but no one stood with Lebanon. No one stood with the Muslims who were being killed indiscriminately by those extremists. And this is the point. I get it. Non-Muslims, that's all they see. But that doesn't mean you don't do your research. That doesn't mean you go and speak to Muslims and ask them what it's really about. Is this from your religion or not? No one can argue and prove to me that Islam believes in indiscriminate killing of innocent people. I can prove the exact opposite.
Yep,
right?
Absolutely.
I can prove the exact opposite.
Moving on to the rest of the comments. Yeah, seriously, you got to cut them off, boys. You got to cut them off. Otherwise, if you don't come off, he's going to keep talking. I'm telling you. All right. Abu Tayyib is right about the agenda that is being pushed. Has pulled the wool over our eyes so many times, so many eyes. Honestly, I don't think you realize how many people are asleep to this.
I mean, it's an exercise.
Abu Aya.
Yeah.
It's an exercise you can do. Think about it. 2015 Brexit referendum. What else is all over the papers? Oh, it's a Syrian refugee crisis. They're not over there postal voting in Germany to get the Brexit referendum go through. You go to
it's politics. Look, it's this populist agenda on how the people of authority get their votes. You scare people to death, they're going to say, "Oh, you're our savior. You're going to fix the problem." Right? There is not a invasion going on. Look at the language that they use: invaders, invading. Military-age men. What are you talking about? They're fleeing war. What are you talking about? Yeah, they're military-age men. They're not going to send their women and children first. Imagine trying to get through all of those situations, the criminal gangs who risk raping your women and children and exploiting them to sexual abuse and human trafficking. Are you going to let that happen to your women and children, or are you going to try and go through first to make sure the journey is safe and then bring them over later? Use your common sense, use your logic. It's not an invasion, they're fleeing war. They're fleeing a crisis. They need safe haven. And according to international law, which UK has signed up to, we have to take refugees, and they're talking about illegal immigrants. There's no such thing as illegal immigrants until they've gone through the system and either been rejected or accepted, right? Because the whole immigration thing is a big problem for everyone. But look, How else are they supposed to get here? Oh, they should go to the embassy and sign a visa. It's a war-torn country. What embassy are you talking about here? They've got to get out there by hook or by crook. Just put your humanity in place first, right? And use your logic. They've got to get out of there any which way. The problem is we're privileged. We've never been in war. We don't know what it's like. And we're just using our comfortable circumstances to say, this is how it should be done. No, let them come here. Let them go through the system. Blame the government for not dealing with the applications quick enough.
Checks and balances.
Right? And then look at, and the facts are there. 80% of people who seek asylum are legitimate claimants of asylum seeking. Right? 80%, up to 80%, guys. 20% or 30%, if they're illegal, send them home. Simple as that.
Brothers and sisters, support
But the problem is they're not doing it quick enough. They're not processing.
Support.idc.com. Support.idc.com. You need to get.
What was the other comment that he said?
No, you talk too much. Support.idc.com, brothers and sisters. We need your support.
That's the whole point of a podcast.
No, I know, but like, you know what I mean. Let Ishaq, what you got to say about this?
Put me on the spot here. Like.
All right. Anyway, I got there was another comment. What was that other comment there above? Okay, I'll let you off.
What is it?
I'll let you off. All right. Next one from Adam. Social media as well, especially Christian haters spreading misinformation. Muhammad was from marrying,
You know what?
and quoting Quran incorrectly to prove made up points.
Look, if you know this whole patriotic, nationalistic, Christian that people have found their new Christian faith and stuff, right? Where were you Christians before? Where were you? Were you going to your churches? Or are you going to your churches? Churches are empty, bro. Churches are empty. Put your money where your mouth is. Go and revive the church. I'd be happy for people to become Christian again properly.
You know what? You're actually right.
You know why? If you're really Christian, you're not going to behave like this.
No, but not just that. No. Christian values.
If you're really Christian, you're not going to behave like this with Muslims because very un-Christian-like.
That's what I'm saying.
And also, Sahil, let me finish my point.
Go on.
And then you can jump in and say what you want to say, because otherwise we're going to lose the flow of the conversation, right? If you're really Christian, be Christian. Follow the 10 Commandments. Go back to your churches. Bring back the moral ethical code. Stop your promiscuity and your unrighteousness. Stop your hatred, because Christianity doesn't believe in hatred. It's about love, right?
Yeah.
Spread your love to the immigrants that are coming, just the same way that Jesus, according to your narrative, was an immigrant looking for safe haven in a foreign land. Be like Jesus, right? Be Christian then, but be proper Christian. Don't be this, this artificial Christian where you are picking and mixing and choosing what you like. Don't be the type of Christian who wants to be just patriotic and fly the St. George's flag, which is Palestinian anyway. The guy was Palestinian anyway, right? And try and use that as weaponizing the flag to make people who are not from this country feel unwelcome. Don't do that.
Well, here's another point. Yeah, here's a good point. If Jazzy puts it on full screen, here's another good point, right? If you don't like migrants coming in here, like, just, I don't know if they know, but Jesus was like from Palestine, from that area.
He wasn't British, mate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't British. And would if Jesus came to British shores, would you be like, deport? Or would you actually like allow him in? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The point is, look at these Christian values. Like AT said, Christian values. You're right. If this country did go back to certain Christian values, I don't think we would have a problem with it, because we're aligned in most Christian values. The Christian values are that built this country of like looking after your neighbor, showing kindness, no promiscuity, like things like even like alcohol and gambling, even things like making sure your parents are looked after, not putting them into a home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these are all values that we agree with, that we're aligned in all of these different things. So why wouldn't we say, if you are going to be Christian, be Christian.
Be real Christian. And follow it properly, though.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, this is from Den. Example, I think he's following on from what you said before. Example, Lee Rigby's killer handed over 50 verses from the Quran that he believed justified him committing an act over foreign policy.
And you know what? I've addressed this so many times, right? The killers of Lee Rigby, they were extremely uneducated about their own religion. They were brainwashed, and they had they even said it to the camera. He said it very, very clearly. His whole intention was, you guys are doing this to Muslims in our country, so we're going to do this here. Well, what has that got to do with Islam? That's politics. He made his intentions very clear. I am just doing what you guys are doing to our people, which is not even an argument, right?
Yeah.
It's not a valid argument, really. In Islam, it's not a valid argument. What's haram is still haram.
Yeah.
Okay? What's wrong is still wrong. Doesn't matter how many times you try to twist the scripture to try and make it fit your narrative. And listen, everyone has done it. The IRA, whatever you think of them, pro or against, they did the same. They used their scripture and the religion, and the opposition to IRA did the same thing, by the way. And they shrouded it with religion. It was a political issue that they shrouded with religion, right? In order to make it more palatable. Some Muslims are doing that. Some deviant Muslims are doing that. Misguided Muslims are doing that as well.
I've said it before. You can twist any religious book for your own gains. You can take and twist verses out of any book you want. You've got Buddhists that are committing atrocities around the world, right? Like Buddhists of all people.
They're supposed to be peaceful people.
Exactly. But
Buddhist monks as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Not just Buddhists, Buddhist monks, right? So you can twist and you can take anything out of context. Does that make it acceptable? Okay, show me which scholars from across the Muslim lands supported the killers of Lee Rigby. Genuine scholars. Show me one. You will not find one, right? So don't take ignorant people as the standard for representing the religion. They're not. They're not.
Let's go to another comment on the page that came up. Jazzy, what you got? Why call Muhammad a prophet ﷺ when he never... It's a lot of capital letters in that, bro. What's going on? Everything was a cap... Oh, man. Okay, sorry. Why call Muhammad ﷺ a prophet when he never performed any miracles or prophesied a goddamn thing?
Okay, well, again, this person clearly hasn't studied the life of the Prophet, peace be upon him.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
You've made a lot of assumptions there. Go and study it. I recommend you get a book called When the Moon Split.
Yeah.
It's a Dar es Salaam print.
Oh, is that a miracle? Oh, okay.
I suggest you go and get that book and see all the miracles that Prophet Muhammad did during his life, all the prophecies that he prophesied during his life, which came true after his death, by the way, right? And you will then re-evaluate your comment and say, actually, he was a prophet. Go and study it and then come back to me and we'll have that conversation. Don't make an assumption because that's just stupidity.
Yeah.
Right?
Anything else you guys want to add to that? Isaac?
I'm good.
There you go, man.
All right. Anything else you want to add to the whole discussion of this, what we're talking about? You guys got anything?
It's a lack of education, which a lot of this comes
Get
down
closer to the mic, boys.
It's a lack of education, which a lot of this comes down to. It's a case of you need the patience to sit down and have a look at what the religion is about. And you need to do that with every single faith in order to get a full understanding of what's going on. So you don't end up slandering. You don't end up misconstruing beliefs that other people have. Support IDC.com. We have the literature for you to do that.
Yeah, good. Well, hold on before we do. Go back to, oh gosh, you go and do the comments then. Jessica, walaikum salam, Jessica.
Salam.
Hope you're well. SupportIDC.com, sister. Next one. But why did he feel justified committing such an act? The 50 verses should have been fact-checked as it his motive for committing the violence. Look, again, like I said, people can twist whatever they want, bro. That's the problem is, I didn't hear about the 50 verses, to be honest with you. I didn't think he did that. But again, like I say, you can twist whatever you want. That's the problem, right? Next one. I think it's fair to say these comments are assumptions or speculation. Not one of them seems to have really looked or educated themselves properly. Absolutely. Let me go to another comment. Do the flying flag one, Jazzy. Go on the banners. Go on the banners. Yeah, that one. Why are women allowed to? Here's one for you. Right? You ready?
Go on.
I'm going to do it in like the thought of what I think the
Oh,
person
go on.
sounds like when he's saying this as well. All right? Ready? Why are women allowed to wear, it sounds like Danny, doesn't it? Why are women allowed to wear abayas and burqas to express their extreme religious views, but English folk can't fly a Union Jack?
I have a question. What happens if the burkas is a Union Jack burka? You got a problem with that?
Yeah. A, what's your thoughts on that one, mate? Why are women allowed to wear abayas and burqas to express their
You know why?
extreme religious views?
Hold on.
I think you're saying burgers, not
Burqas. Burqas.
To this British man who's had his Arabian tea in the Islamic podcast.
But English folk can't fly a Union Jack.
There's so much nonsense in that statement. I don't even know where to start. Why are Muslim women allowed to wear their abayas and burqas?
Burqas.
Because it's British to do that. We have the freedom of religion.
Controversial.
No, it's not.
Why?
We have the freedom of religion to express ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of legislation. It's part of being a liberal secular democracy. You have the right to express yourself. You have the right to freedom of speech. You have the right to wear whatever you want to wear. You have the right to practice your religion. And that's the first point. So shut your cake hole, first of all. Second point is, because you don't know what you're talking about. Second point is,
No need for that.
it's not extreme Islam. It is part of Islam. It's part of modesty. It's part of the uniform. It's part of being Muslim. It's part of submission to God, right? So get on your bike.
Hold on.
Let me address it one by one.
Go on.
Let Muslim women be Muslim women, right? Then the last point was, and we can't fly our Union Jack.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? There's Union Jacks all over the place. Who's getting fined for that? Who's getting fined? Who's getting arrested for that?
I don't know.
No one.
Oh, yeah.
No one is getting arrested for flying a Union Jack, right? Okay, so don't give me that nonsense, right? It's not impermissible. It's not illegal to fly a Union Jack.
Fair.
Okay.
All right, mate.
So again, shut your cake hole.
Easy. Whoever said that might have been a nice person. All right, here's one from Hafsa. Muslim women cover their hair. So do Jewish women,
Yep.
Sikh women, Buddhist women, Christian women, Hindu women, ...
Go on, Hafsa.
There you go.
Your own queen wore a headscarf.
Oof. Oof. Drop 100 in the comments. Drop 100 in the comments.
There you go.
Oh,
See, that's my girl right there, Hafsa. She hit
drop
the nail
100 in
on
the
the head.
comments.
Boom.
Hold on, let me drop 100 in the comments.
Your own queen wore a headscarf. There
All
you
right.
go.
Because our women aren't rebranding their clothing to hide hate and racism behind it. The Union Jack flyers hid behind a rebranded flag. Ooh.
You know what? I want to highlight that. That's a good point to talk about, right? You know, all this hate against asylum seekers, immigrants, the flag, the whole flag shaggers, man. I'm telling you, it's like they really are annoying me. Honestly, they really are annoying me because you can't hide behind. You're weaponizing the flag to be something that you know it's not, right? Jesus, we mentioned, Isa alayhi salam you would class him as a Palestinian asylum seeker. If he was around today, you wouldn't let him in your country. What kind of Christian are you, right? And you hide behind that. St. George was a Palestinian Turkish. You adopted the flag of a foreigner. You adopted the flag of a foreigner who supposedly killed a mythical creature anyway, right? But who never set foot in England, right? You're promoting a Palestinian flag. That's literally what you're promoting, right? The Union, as for the Union Jack, you want to talk about illegal immigrants coming on boats. You know what? The British Empire were the first illegal immigrants coming to lands in boats. And guess what they were doing when they were colonizing and enslaving our people? Flying the Union Jack. So excuse me if I don't have love for the Union Jack. Excuse me, right? I'm sorry, but it has negative connotations to those who were subjected to oppression, rape, killing, colonization, slavery, and so on and so forth, right? So you can't, weaponize the flag more than it's already been weaponized. No, I'm on a roll here. Let me just get it out of my chest. Let me get it out of my chest, right?
Say it with your chest, brother.
Let me get it out of my system right now, because the flag is a symbol of colonialism as far as I am concerned, right? And therefore, you will have to excuse me if I don't buy into your narrative of the flag. Guess what growing up in the 80s was? 70s and 80s. Guess what the St. George's flag and the Union Jack meant to people of color?
National Front.
It was hijacked by the National Front, the extremist far-right racists, the skinheads, who we were on the receiving end of violence, right? So growing up, that's what the flag represented. It was a symbol of not only colonialism, racism, and violence as well. And all you're doing is, I'm sorry to say, but all you're doing now is trying to bring that back. Putting it up on lampposts. What are you doing? Poor old guy fell off the ladder and almost killed himself.
One of them
trying to do that, right? But why are you weaponizing it? No, why are you weaponizing it? No one said nothing about the flags. Go and wave your flags. No problem. But don't weaponize it and say, oh, we can't put it up. You've been putting them up, right? But don't expect everybody to be happy about it, because your history testifies to something else, right? Your history testifies to this flag came with violence when the old skinhead boot boys were wearing the Union Jack and literally stomping on non-white people's heads, right? So don't expect everyone to accept that when you're doing the same thing again today. When you wave it in the football match, fine, that has an intent behind that. But when you're putting it up in the face of people after talking about anti-immigration, we know what your intentions are.
I think that's the key point here. It's about the intention as well. And just let me give my perspective a little bit on this as well. Like, when England are playing in the World Cup or whatever, and you see the flag flying, it's like cool. Yeah, I can see that everyone's getting behind the team. Like they see that, come on, England, bring it home. Football's coming home. Never is
coming home.
Wait,
it's not coming home.
It never is, but hope is alive, all right? But and honestly, I'll be honest, Jay, when you go down streets where you see them now, is it meant to make you feel uncomfortable in that particular area, thinking, are you going to get jumped? Or is it, I've always wanted to actually go and knock on a flag flyer's house and just say, do you mind if I ask you, what's the crack with the flag? What is it your intent behind putting that flag out? Is it you saying foreigners not welcome, or is it you saying I'm proud to be British? What is the actual intent behind it?
Proud to be English.
Well, yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless you, brothers and sisters, for your donations. Jazakumullah khairan. Please keep them coming in.
Support IDC.com. Look, our welcome packs for the Muslim sisters include abayas, include the dress that allows for them to show pride without kibr in being a Muslim in order to wear the uniform of our deen. Yep. So donate, support the new Muslims, get the Sadaqah al-Jariyah this Ramadan.
I mean, Jazakallah khair. Go up a bit more. You missed a comment. You missed a few comments. No, up a bit more. All right. Okay. Okay. Next one. It's between. Oh, what's that? After saying it's between us, regardless of our religion and our Lord. Also, it's just hair. It's not that deep. You can. It's not
actually is that deep. It is, because it's a uniform. You should be proud of wearing it.
No, what I mean,
and you shouldn't be.
No, what she means is, again, them who have got an issue with it. Stop making it that deep. It's not that deep an issue for you guys. Like if a woman wants to cover her hair, what's the problem with that?
Cover her hair and her body. It's not a bad thing.
I cover fully. My heart isn't full of hate, just full of cholesterol from too many samosas. Yeah.
Support IDC.com. Let us feed the samosas to other people.
No, give up the samosas,
I like how you did that transition.
To be fair, we have them at the exhibitions.
We do.
So, yeah, we give them to
there. You go.
There.
Support.
£2,000 to run an exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
Charity does not decrease wealth, people. In this month of Ramadan, get a profit from the increased barakah in your deeds as well.
Yeah.
Support the exhibition.
Listen, someone dropped £2,000 today, right now. Do it. And support an exhibition.
10 people to give what?
No, forget the 10 people, bro. Listen, all the people who are watching, yeah, drop £2,000 for an exhibition. We've done 6 exhibitions last year. That, according to my maths, is £12,000. Right?
3
Doesn't
shahadas
cost.
at the last
It's hot. It's what's it called? It's not cheap. It's not cheap, brothers
cheap, bro.
and sisters. So support. Someone dropped £2,000 right now for an exhibition, and you know what? The next exhibition,
But
I'm a
nobody can drop £2,000 just like that.
Inshallah, you never know. I'm gonna hoy your name on the front of the exhibition in the banner. Just gonna write at the bottom of it.
If you want
Sponsored,
your name on
obviously, if you want to. Sponsored by your name, right? Anyway. Then there are 109 problematic verses that I believe does promote and justify terrorism. Up to now, I've been unable to get any Muslim or convert to Islam to dare go through the problematic verses.
I'll go through them with you, then. Come to Newcastle, we'll sit down and I'll contextualize them for
Let's
you.
do it.
Right? More than happy to do that. And I'm more than happy to sit with you and show you how those so-called problematic verses are not so problematic if you put it in context. And number 2, they don't promote terrorism because, like I said, there's a distinction between terrorism and military warfare. They're 2 very different things. Okay? And that's what we're going to break down as well. So I'll really look forward to our meeting then when you come here, sit with us, and I want to go through them all with you.
You've got our email address. Drop us an email and let's do it, inshallah.
I'd like to,
Was that any more comments? Okay. All right. Go on.
Any live comments?
No. Next one. All right, I'm going to do this in fact, no. Ishaq, you can do this one in the proper far right accent, mate.
Channel your inner Benwell.
Channel your inner Benwell.
Elzik, but you
Go on.
say AI.
He's actually from Elzik.
Oh, there you go.
So there you go.
Can I channel it already?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Do you know how my dad is?
There you go. There it is.
When are you coming into the 21st century and stopping being so barbaric? Stopping being so barbaric, by the way.
Yeah, when are you coming in the 21st century and stop being so barbaric?
You know what? Again, go and read history and see who the real barbarians were. Right? Go and read history and see how the Muslims pioneered for centuries and civilized and had civilizations for centuries. Right? We were ahead of the game. Before Europe was so-called civilized, Muslims were civilizing. Okay?
Oof.
No, go and read your history. Go and see what Muslims are doing when we in this country were throwing, urine and feces out of our windows onto the streets. When we were the most uncivilized people, killing people, barbarically before the British Empire, when we were living like animals almost. Go and see what the Muslims were doing at that time. Go and see what the Muslims are doing in Muslim Spain, in Al-Maghrib, Morocco, in Timbuktu, and how we were educated. We had libraries, we were educating, we were showing the way on how to be clean and hygiene and all those sorts of things, and how we were civilized and civilizing.
It was a Muslim that invented the algorithm process
Yeah.
that allowed you to type that comment in there
Exactly.
in the first place.
Exactly.
It was a Muslim that sorted out the optical sciences that lets you wear them glasses that let you type out that comment in the
Boom.
first place.
Boom.
We are one of the most literate societies the planet has ever seen.
Historically.
And throughout that literate society, you never saw any of these
Yeah.
stereotypes.
Up
being
until
sold
when,
to
though?
us.
Up until we were colonized and enslaved and put under brutal occupation, and all of that was stripped from us.
Yes.
And then we were put back hundreds of years because we weren't allowed to keep progressing. In a post-colonial world now, the mess that's been left behind is part of the problem.
Mm.
We're not barbarians, we're not barbaric. It's the remnants of the barbarianism that has led to this situation.
So support IDC.com. Let us raise our voices again and stop us from being silenced like we were so many years ago.
Or
Go and
another
do your
comment?
history. Go and
Or
read
another
your
comment?
history.
Or another comment? All right. Safe? Because your accent's quite You got a nice, quite a posh accent there, but now it's time for you to channel your inner far right.
Oi, oi.
Oi, oi.
Why do you pray outside in the streets, holding traffic up, and on aeroplanes, airports, car parks, anywhere at times but the 3,000 mosques? That's being built for you, or do it at home.
That's been built for us. I mean, we built them ourselves,
Yeah, bro.
by the way, right? Right. We
Who
have
built
to
the
pray.
mosques for us?
We have to pray 5 times a day because the rights to Allah come first, no matter where we are. Now, I agree with one point that's on there. We shouldn't be holding up traffic.
Hold on.
If we
Who's
do,
praying in the,
hold on a
on
minute.
the road?
If I said if we do,
Someone's praying on
no
the road.
one,
Someone's praying on
no one is holding up traffic. No one is occupying any space. We will go into a quiet spot out of the way,
Yeah.
even if it's a public space, because when it comes time to pray and bow our head to Allah, we're going to do that first, regardless of what anyone thinks about that. We're not going to shy away from that. It doesn't affect anyone. It doesn't impact on anyone. And if it does, those Muslims should be considerate and not hold up anybody else.
It actually goes against the prophetic teachings of the
because
Prophet.
it goes against
Prophet actually said don't
block the way or harm
block
people.
lock pathways and stuff like that. So
Or harm
no,
people.
I get the point, but honestly, I don't know who's holding up traffic.
No one's holding up traffic.
Who's
man. It's an
actually praying in
assumption.
the streets? I want to know who's actually praying on the road when they're like,
praying in a car park? It doesn't affect anyone. Well, who does it affect?
What,
no one.
again, I don't understand the problem of praying on an airplane and an airport and a car park. What is the problem if it's done out of the way and not harming anyone? I've seen Jewish people praying on a plane.
Yeah.
And no one's saying anything about that. Like,
Yeah.
I remember I was on a plane ride somewhere.
It doesn't
and I
impact you
saw
in any way.
the Jewish man was standing, just facing the wall and just doing his prayer.
Yeah.
No one had nothing to say about
And in
that.
fact, if you're a patriotic Christian, you should be happy that people are praying to God. You should be promoting that.
I've had it said to me at a workplace. There was a really nice manager there. She saw me praying in the corner of a sort of a cloakroom area. And she noticed that I was praying there. When I came out, she said she was so happy to see me praying
Yeah.
there because she thought of the back in the day in the Christian times,
Yeah.
which were better.
Mm-hmm.
Hamza's made a point about the first university as well. We have the first university saying like, have you ever seen a Muslim go into a changing room and then leave not wanting to buy the clothes? The more you know. Okay, yeah, that's to do with as well. All right, next comment.
All right, so there's lots provided. We're going to go through the final series one, then we go through some stupid ones that we had as well.
Okay, so there were on there. There were a lot of serious ones, but there were also a lot of like really weird comments that came on as well. Why do Muslims move?
man?
Oh wait, why do Muslims move to? You know what the best comment was?
What?
The best comment that I saw was the one that said, "Deport these two first."
Oi,
And you know who's actually on the store? The picture was.
oi, oi.
And one of them was safe.
Oi, oi. Hey,
You know what they
First-
called you?
you know
I
what?
think you need to clarify this as well, bro, because they called you dossers who were unemployed. Look at these dossers who are unemployed. Where is it? What did they say? So one of them was, what a surprise, Muslims not at work and claiming benefits as usual.
Why don't you all Foxtrot Oscar? Hey, mate. I might Foxtrot Oscar right to my laboratories because of a master's degree in chemistry. bro,
Oh,
okay?
drop a
Hey.
drop 100 comments for
Hey.
brother
Boom.
safe.
Look.
Oh.
I got that degree because, look, I wanted to help people out, but I couldn't stand the idea of a degree in medicine, okay? I work in the pharmaceutical industry. It's part of my job. I can't name the drugs that I have helped test,
Mhm.
but a lot of them are over-the-counter medicines or medicines in pharmacies that are helping keep you safe and healthy and happy.
Oof.
So hey, if you want to deport me, fine. Pay that money out and then pay for some private healthcare out of your own backside because nobody's going to be testing your medicines anymore.
What a surprise! Muslims not at work and
On a
claiming
Saturday, yeah?
benefits.
On a Saturday stall.
Oi, oi, God save.
Friday lunchtime, bro.
All right, let's go through some of the ones. Would they like bacon sandwiches? Do you like brown or red sauce on your buddy? Isaac?
I'm not a fan of brown sauce, but red sauce, aye.
I'd have a red sauce. Hold on a second.
Halal bacon.
Clarify.
Jesus,
Clarify.
your
We're
rashes,
not
mate.
having
Turn your
bacon
rashes.
buddies. We're not having bacon buddies, but yeah, I'm not really a fan. I'm not a
Unless
fan
it's
of
halal bacon.
I never got brown sauce though. I
Same.
can't understand it. It's too. It's
I
no.
like the tanginess of it.
No, it's too fruity.
I'm the only
bit sweet, innit?
Pakistani that hates
I'm not
garlic
a
sauce
fan
and
of
likes
the
brown
fruitiness.
sauce, bro.
Not a fan of the fruity.
But look, it's halal bacon, no problem. What's your issue?
What's your problem?
Go on.
When it's shifting.
I want.
Yeah.
I
Hey, when the
want to go
metro
home now,
comes, when the
mate.
metro comes, bro.
I'm tired.
Okay.
Hey,
Go on.
but before
Well, no,
we
go
do-
before. Go before.
Is there
Like,
no
why
other
do you
funny one?
smell?
What?
Hey, Jordy,
Why do you
Jordy
smell?
Muslim
What?
Shop Al Haramain and Reef perfumes, mate.
You
Get
go,
yourself
mate.
buying.
Exactly.
SupportIDC.com. Fund the deal.
Why do you smell, bro? Turkey
said
bacon,
that?
aye. How about aye? Aye,
Turkey
turkey
bacon,
bacon.
man.
Get on the turkey bacon.
So there's a nice one. There's a long one, but there's one person who put quite a nice
All right.
one as well.
So, as a white, non-religious man, I can empathize all I like, but we'll never know the strength of trying to adapt to people believing you're not of their nationality because you don't believe in God or that. I've got Nordic and Irish bloodlines. I was born in, and I'm proud to be Scottish. Doesn't make me less of a Geordie when I pull my top over my head on match day and
Yeah.
singing blatant races.
Oi, oi. God, man.
Yeah, man. Did you hear the Geordie accent come out when he said that? Similarly, it doesn't make Shola, Malik, Fabs, or Bruno any less of a Geordie.
Mhm.
And they were never born or raised here.
Okay,
But when the
that's
chop
so
goes on,
south.
when the top goes on, that person is a magpie, an adopted Geordie. Would we ban Bilbao from a preseason friendly? And we idolize Curl, Ferdinand, Englishmen with passports.
And forget that. How many Muslim players played for the Toon, right? Think about it.
As far as I'm aware, Newcastle is black and white. Religion is as relevant as a pizza topping or favorite drink to enjoy when seated at the home game. Oh, that's a long comment, bruv. Okay, put that one on. All right, another comment that says, it's such a shame to see how racist and Islamophobic people have become in our very special city. Sad times. Once Newcastle stood for as a city united despite anyone's color, faith, or background. I still think it is.
I just think it is. I think it is.
I honestly still think Newcastle is that city. Yeah, I think that
We've got
the
a
problem
rich
is
tradition of it.
the problem is it's that these far right, these racists, these haters, just quote unquote bark louder, right?
I don't even think half of them from Newcastle either, you know.
Actually, to be honest with you, I went through some of the comments and I looked at where they're from. They're not. Some of them are
That's
not
what I'm
from
saying.
Newcastle. Some of them from like Millwall and like
Millwall. That's all.
Yeah.
there it is.
and like Southampton and stuff like that. So, but yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Knuckle draggers, man.
No, it is what it is. The moronic comments on here make it quite clear why this is ever necessary. Shameful. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Self-reflection of the ignorance that is about. SupportIDC.com. Let us spread the true message of what we're about. And as we said in the Islamic Diversity Centre comment we left on that post, come speak to us.
Mhm.
We have our contact details out there. Come join us for a cuppa. Or, preferably tonight, send a bit of money over.
Nice. There's another one that says the failed GCSE reform voters are showing up on this. I just call this reaching out to promote understanding and misunderstanding. Good on you. One love. Some right doorknobs on here. Oh, you're out of the door.
Did you at the door?
Some right knobs on here. Go on. Apart from claiming benefits, why would they want to be here? You?
Hey.
They must know that they're not wanted in our country. Sorry, let me do that again
Yeah. Chandler in the middle.
I can't lie, the last one you did was awful. Please don't.
No, it was more like he's from Afghanistan. man.
Honestly, it
That was
sounded
like an
dreadful.
Ashington. That was
That
like an
was-
Ashington.
That was so
That
bad.
actually sound like you're from County Durham.
apart from claiming benefits.
No, this one's a bit better. Go on.
Apart from claiming benefits, why would they want to be here? They must know that they're not wanted at all in our country.
That's not true. That's just so not true. Like I
What?
just said, we were invited here, bro. What are you talking about?
Wait a minute, I was born here. What the heck, man?
So what's that?
Wait a minute.
Those are invite me.
I don't understand
Granddad
that
came here
one,
in the 50s.
All right. Ridiculous comments from childish men who probably like a curry or a kebab after a few lagers on a weekend and go to Turkey for the holidays.
And when they go home, it says Swedish IKEA furniture, the Japanese TV.
Yeah,
So
and they get their turkey
seriously-
teeth from there as well.
Seriously.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, them turkey teeth, mate.
Ignorance.
knuckle draggers,
It's
honestly.
ignorance.
No,
SupportIDC.com.
I'm serious.
Let us shatter those ceilings.
Yeah, man. Turkey teeth, mate. All the way.
There you go,
All right.
man.
Good. Any more for any more? Jazz? Oh, who's dropping that $2,000?
Right.
No one dropped $2,000, bro. What are you talking about?
No, why are you being so negative?
Bringing it back to the point of these podcasts, it's a further kafaya that we are practicing on your behalf. Support IDC.com. Spend a few seconds donating whatever little or whatever much you can.
Mhm.
Every penny of it is seen in the sight of Allah. Every penny of it will go towards our work of breaking barriers, supporting you Muslims, help keep the lights on in here to help us carry on doing the work that we do in the name of Allah.
Yeah.
Charity does not decrease wealth. Support.com. Get donating.
And for the knuckle draggers who do want a kebab after a night out, Pinar is the place to go.
Yes.
They have the best mixed grill going.
Get your hot meze and your
They have the
Turkish
best-
teas.
They have literally the best mixed grill going.
Listen, they are Turkish brothers there as well, so they can actually point you in the right direction if you need to get your teeth sorted.
Exactly.
Get you to Bodrum, get you sorted out.
If you need to get those hair implants, they can sort you out as well. I'm sure they know somebody who knows somebody.
They can do very special price.
The way you said that, I was like, yeah, come get your mixed grill, go on the back, we'll sort your teeth out.
Oh, they've
Go
got,
on the back
they
again,
might know
we'll sort your
someone.
hair
They
out.
might know someone who might know someone. I'm helping you guys out. I'm
It's not a
helping you.
one-stop shop, you know.
Hey, this is public
I'm
service
Just saying.
information.
I'm just
here.
and listen, if you need to, get in the phone corner and you can transfer your money to Turkey from there as
In
well.
advance.
So you can. It all comes together. It all comes together. I do want to ask you a question before we leave. All right? No, but I think something you mentioned before, yeah, about the flags and all that stuff, yeah. Because I'm going to play devil's advocate now.
Go on then.
Am I okay to do that now, or do you want me
Do
to? I'm going to throw it on you, yeah. Because I
Let's do it.
watched a video of. Turn the mics down a little bit because I can say who I. I'm not going to mention his name.
Okay, fine.
Right. But I did see a video
Mhm.
of this geezer who was basically saying, you know, like, and this is the other sentiment because you were mentioning about the flags and all the rest of it, right?
Mhm.
Because their sentiment will be this: if you don't like it, go do one.
Mhm.
If you don't like being in this country
Mhm.
and you've got a problem with this country and you're not willing to assimilate into this country, get out. It's our country. You don't follow our rules and act like we act. Leave.
Okay. What's your question?
How would you respond to that?
Very simple. This guy is an idiot. He hasn't got a clue what's going on in life. And I don't know how he's getting through life because it sounds good, but it doesn't actually make sense. There's a lot of assumptions being made there. The first assumption is that we're not following the rules of this country. That's the first assumption. The majority of Muslims in this country are law abiding and follow the rules.
I think he means British culture.
That's what I'm saying. First of all, that's the first thing. Second thing, he doesn't understand legislation. We have people in this country, part of the fabric of this country is that we follow the rule of law, right? The rule of law, the legislation allows us to practice our religion and not be the same as everybody else, right? That's the law. Legislation allows that. If you believe in freedom of speech, then believe in freedom of speech, right? You can't pick and mix. You can't say freedom of speech only applies to me, but not you guys, right? And on the point of assimilation, what are you talking about? Integration is not the same as assimilation. You can't expect everyone to assimilate and be the same. What a boring country that would be, right? What a boring country that would be. The very beauty of this country is that everybody brings something to the table, right? From their backgrounds, from their identity, from their culture, from their food, from the way that they do things. It's what enhances the country, not decreases it, it enhances it. So integration, yes, 100%. If that's what he meant, I'm all for it.
I don't
No,
think
hold
so.
on. If that's what I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah.
If he meant integration, meaning you positively contribute to society, you follow the law of the land, you do what is right and make the country better, 100% every Muslim should be doing that. If you mean assimilate, because why integration's good? Because you can hold on to your identity and not compromise who you are while still doing something good for the place that you live in, right? Assimilation, on the other hand, what you're saying to me is, don't be you, be like me.
That's what they want.
But this is what I'm saying is wrong. Because you don't do that when you go to Spain. You don't do that whenever you go on holiday. You don't do that when you go to Ayia Napa. You don't do that when you go to Turkey. You don't do that anywhere in the world where you go, Thailand or Morocco or any of the places that you go and visit. You don't do that. You don't assimilate. Even when you live in those countries, you don't assimilate, right? So why are you expecting other people to do that? Now, you didn't do that during colonialism. In fact, you did the opposite. You really did invade the country and you imposed your culture and language and religion on those people, right? So don't give me the double standard of assimilation. No, assimilation means you're giving up something of your own identity and telling me I can't be me, I've got to be someone else, right? That's not fair and that's not right. What I'm saying is you can integrate without assimilating. Assimilation is not always a good thing as well, by the way. You want us to assimilate in all the criminality that goes on in the country as well? You want us to assimilate with all the burden on the NHS with the alcoholism that's going on? You want us to assimilate with and be like you with all of the bad things that are going on as well? The teenage pregnancies and the abortions and blah, blah, blah. You want us to assimilate with that also? No.
I think
but I'm saying no.
I know, but
I'm saying no because why? Because I believe that to be wrong and harmful to our society. I believe that interest is wrong and harmful to our society. I believe that gambling is wrong and harmful to our society, as well as the individuals. I'm not going to assimilate on the bad things, even if it's legal. Even if it's legal, I'm not going to do that. But I am going to integrate. I'm going to bring my righteous lifestyle, do what I need to do to be me and hold on to my identity while still positively contributing to society so that you can benefit. You benefit from my taxes, just like everybody else benefits from everyone's taxes. You benefit from us bringing all our different cuisines to this country and bring a rich history of food and language and all the beautiful things that people bring, the diversity that people bring, right, to the table. It'd be a very boring country and it'd be a very backward country. We wouldn't be able to compete on the global scale if we were all the same and English and being like white English people. We wouldn't be able to compete on the global scale. We wouldn't have the global talent that we have in sports and entertainment and business and so on and so forth. We bring our own business practices that contribute to the economy. We bring our rich talent. You wouldn't have Mo Farah. You wouldn't have Mo Farah getting all the gold medals for England. You wouldn't have 60% of the English football team. You wouldn't have that because they're not going to assimilate. They don't need to assimilate. They bring their identity and their skill and their talent, right? You wouldn't bring all the scientists from all over the world. We have someone in our organization right now who's on a global talent visa coming here to benefit this country in research and economics and finance. We have another volunteer who's come to this country on a global talent visa from another country, maintaining their identity, making this country better. She's a scientist doing research in science, right? You wouldn't have that. You don't need to assimilate to positively contribute. What we want is a rich, stable, what's the word? Vibrant society where everyone coexists and gets along and everyone brings something to the table and everyone benefits from the diversity and richness that everyone brings, right? Through integration. I'm all for integration. I'm not for assimilation. Assimilation is stupid, right? Because assimilation means you're going to give up something of who you are. And that doesn't make sense because you don't do that yourself. Don't bring a double standard. You don't lead by example when you go anywhere else in the world. You don't. So don't expect other people to do it when they come here. But what I do agree with him on, if you come here, don't be a criminal. If you come here, you made a contract, you made a social contract. The very fact that you came here, or you got a visa, or you got a passport, means that you're going to not be detrimental to society. That you're going to follow the law of the land. So be Muslim about it. Be a Muslim. I'm saying be Muslim when you come here because you're only going to enhance the country by being Muslim. How? You're going to fill up the places of worship. You're going to be God conscious, which means that you're not going to take away people's rights, which means you're not going to be a criminal, which means you're going to bring positivity to the society that you live in. You're going to bring back ethics and moral code, what they used to have in this country. You're going to respect women's rights. You're going to respect other people's rights. You're going to help your neighbor when they're in need. You're going to bring back that community feel to the country, which the country has lost. You're going to positively contribute economically, talent. You're going to teach language. You're going to put England back on the global map, right? Because you know how to deal with people now, right? What this individual said, it's stupid. It's stupid. You're just putting England. It's not very patriotic either. You're being detrimental to England by saying this stuff, right? If every foreigner and immigrant left, the NHS would collapse, literally. You would figure out waiting times, you'd have no time because there'd be no NHS, right? The whole education system would collapse because of the amount of people that are foreigners who are in the education system now. You would have most industries and businesses. You complain about the high streets now. There'd be no high street. There'd be no high street. The foreigners and the immigrants have saved the economy in this country, or saving the dying economy in this country. Right? No one can deny that. You would have no infrastructure because the tax you'd have a big loss in tax revenue. Who's gonna pay for the roads and the buildings? And have you seen the potholes in West End?
No.
Bro, the potholes are dangerous. They're causing tires to go
I
flat.
had to change 2 of my tires.
Right? Because the council are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Right? My point is, you've got so much industry, you've got so much things going on that it's such a silly comment to make because that's not how the modern world works anymore.
I mean, look, the comment sounds very nice, but I do think you're right. I think if you look deeper into it, and look, I do think it's just all about this sentiment of, look, if you're not going to be British, if you're not going to act British, then get out of this country.
But make people feel British then. If you want people to act British, make them feel British. Don't make them feel like foreigners and people who are not part of society. If you otherize people, how are they going to then feel like they're British and English? How are they going to try and make the country better? If you keep constantly saying you're bad, you don't belong here, you don't do anything, then at some point people are going to say, well, okay, if we're not welcome here, let's go and take everything with us. Right? Look at places where they have managed to find the balance of integration and look at how that country prospers. Right? Look at how the countries that have done that and how people feel proud to be part of that country.
That's true.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
We're a part of, those who are born and brought up here are part of the fabric of society. You cannot change that. That's a fact that you cannot change. But make them feel like they're a part of it without compromising their identity, and watch how they will work harder to make this country better.
There's a last comment here we're getting from Abu Aya, who says, the UK is a melting pot of ethnicities and has been for years. They need to stop trying to take out the diversity and flavor.
Yeah. Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
There's another comment.
What's the other comment?
One second.
What is it?
I can't read.
It's a question about the centre.
Does your centre offer support for those in need who have interest in joining Islam, or is it just a way to convert vulnerable people?
Who have no interest.
No. This is again what a stupid question. We've been doing this for 23 years, guys. Listen, we've been doing this for 23 years, right? We're going on 24 years. We don't have a vested interest. We genuinely help people. We've had people who are non-Muslim who we've helped. Remember the social programs?
Yeah.
We used to have a weekly soup kitchen. We didn't expect anything in return. We used to go and visit the elderly, non-Muslim elderly in their homes
Yeah, we did.
for nothing in return. We did a help them keep them warm campaign. Nothing in return. When other people weren't helping them, we were helping them. We want to support anyone who needs help as much as what's in our capacity to do so.
Yeah.
We want to educate people about Islam, to remove the misconceptions. We want to show what the true beauty of Islam is. We want those who want to become Muslim, we'll help them on that journey. We'll keep them away from extremisms. We will support and help people. We have non-Muslims who volunteer for us. We have Muslims who volunteer for us,
Yeah,
of
it's
all
true.
ethnicities.
True.
We have people who come through those doors who are non-Muslim and leave non-Muslim. Those who come through as non-Muslim and leave as Muslim. Come as Muslim and leave as Muslim. We have a particular objective and we're going to fulfill that. Don't make the assumption of we're trying to, this is the other thing that the far right do, like what we were talking about this guy. Oh, it's just vulnerable people. No, it's not. We have a lot of people who come to Islam who are sane and stable and balanced and have done their research, very highly intellectual, highly intelligent people who believe that Islam is the truth, right? We're not exploitive. We're not manipulative. We are here we're a charity, registered charity.
Yeah.
We have a particular objective and we're fulfilling that objective to benefit the residents of the Northeast.
I think, again, to comment on that as well, going back to that comment, at the end, like I would say, have said, a lot of our work before COVID was our social initiatives that we used to do, and like giving blood. When it was snowing when it was snowing in the areas, we shoveled snow out of driveways. Like that was just us showing what Islam teaches. It was being Muslim. That's our purpose when we were doing that stuff like that. That was what we were doing. So yeah, just to comment on that and just tell you that, look, this is why we do the work that we do. And Muslims should understand that as well, right? Is that you see these actions that we do, it's simply because this is what Islam teaches us to do in society. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, be a benefit to the society that you live in, right? We've got to be a benefit to the society that we live in. And that's what our work is all about.
Absolutely.
SupportIDC.com. Let it be a case where we are able to have a place that people can come to for support.
Yep.
And let us go out and carry out that support, be it to Muslims, be it to non-Muslims.
Absolutely. So we're going to end there, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for being with us. And yes, please do support the organization. Go to supportidc.com, make a donation. Your donations will go in the work that we're doing and support the work that we're doing. If you've enjoyed this show, just for the fact for enjoying this show, just drop some essay.
Yeah. A fiver, mate. A fiver.
Drop some essay.
$2,000 he wants.
Yeah.
Hoy $2,000 in there.
It's either a fiver or $2,000. It's one of the two options.
Hoy $2,000 or a fiver. $2,000 for the exhibition. All right.
Any other comments there? We're up.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
All right. We'll see you all when we come back on next.
Next weekend.
Friday.
Inshallah.
Friday night.
Friday night.
Inshallah.
Friday night. All right.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.